There is some breaking news here on the MJ Morning Show that I'd like to address right off the bat. Fester, did you notice that they removed that junky, crappy card table that looked like ass in the front lobby area here at the radio station? Did you notice that?
Oh, my goodness. I couldn't believe what a difference it made.
Oh, my God. It looks somewhat professional now out there after this kind of like a state fair table where someone was handing out like pamphlets or free gum samples with some kind of tablecloth getup.
Yeah.
And we had all kinds of brochures and crap and flyers on it. It looked and it's been cleaned up. I've been complaining about it for years.
I always thought it looked so cheap and chintzy.
It was a cheesy mess. You walk up to our radio station and there's like a Walmart folding table with some kind of black plastic. You know that it was like the junky Party City like black plastic tablecloth that you use at a 6-year-old's birthday party on top of a crappy Walmart table. And that's the first thing people saw out in our lobby. I'm like, what the hell is this?
And it's been there every day. For years it's been there.
Oh, since we got here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? And I've mentioned it on the air like 19 times over the almost 4 years. And finally, it is gone. Somebody cleaned up that hellhole of a chintzy amateur hour mess in our lobby, which did they finally hear me on the show?
I mean, MJ, I don't think that was the case. We didn't rail against it recently. I think somebody just looked at it and said, what everybody's been thinking, this is awful. Why is it here? Let's clean it up. And they did.
Well, finally. Yep. I don't know what took so long, but it's fixed. The other issue, which some people might be curious about, is the Froggy situation. There is a Froggy situation, something that I worked very, very diligently over the last week plus. I will address the Froggy situation at what Fester, what time do you think?
I mean,
7:45?
7:45, 7:50.
Okay.
You know,
somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah.
I will address the entire Froggy situation, what transpired, behind the scenes stuff, what happened. And, there's some speculation out there which is grossly inaccurate on some levels. And I will lay out the whole Froggy situation, the whole Froggy story coming up in just a bit. I mean, what a lousy day. You got the Froggy situation. Then yesterday, then you got Steven Stamkos.
And the table.
Yeah.
I mean, and three big things.
It's a hat trick. Thing. It happens in threes.
Is it possible that was Froggy's table? I was like,
oh, and he took it with him?
He's like, screw you guys. I'm taking this table with me. Keep your stupid brochures. This is coming with me.
Yeah. Hey, also, just a little warning. It seems even worse this morning, but I noticed it, I guess, was it yesterday, Monday? The traffic shift. When do they do the traffic shift on the Howard Franklin Bridge, 275 South, right as you get onto the bridge on the Tampa side heading to St. Pete? So 275 southbound. Was yesterday the first day of that shift? And then this morning it seemed like it was even more curvy and more essy. It just, was that late last week or was it?
Pat was on with us last week and he addressed the
but
lane shift.
It seems like they've done even more. It seems like they've shifted even more, unless it didn't quite sink in from last week into yesterday. But it's all jolty and jarry and, we got people flying through at 85 miles an hour. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Nothing's going to go wrong. Hey, I've got something right up your alley, Fester. I know you're a Sam's guy. I'm a Costco member. I used to be a Sam's member, but then they shut down the South Tampa Sam's Club, just south of Gandy. The SOG Sam's, south of Gandy is SOG. Yep. You got the Nogs and the SOGs. That's an old thing going way back in the day. You got the south of Gandys and then the north of Gandys, the SOGs and the Nogs. And we had the SOG Sam's. They shut that thing down. And I joined Costco. And Fester, I know that you remain a Sam's guy.
Yes.
But there is something very, very deficient when it comes to Sam's. I was reading a whole dissertation on this last night.
It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, about the Sam's deal. So Roxanne back today. You're quiet as a mouse over there. What's your deal? Well, hold on a minute.
My mic's not on.
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I had that mic on.
I was waiting for a big Italian welcome home.
Roxanne,
how was it? How was the trip?
I'm dying to know how your trip was, but of all the days to come back.
I know. I don't feel good about.
I had the guest mic on and not that one.
That's okay.
Anyway.
We make mistakes.
Roxanne, welcome back.
Thank you.
You have been missed.
I was just about to say I missed you guys.
We
Not to
are.
reciprocate. No, it was really it was an insane trip. It was like I can retire from traveling now.
Just
it's
wait
good.
till Doug gets the tickets from the Italian cameras for driving in local zones and speed zones. Trust me, the rental car company is going to be forwarding you all kinds of crap. I guarantee. You rented a car, right?
No, we didn't.
Oh, you did? Well,
No.
you told me you were renting a car.
No, I told you we were driving. We took a car service. We weren't gonna mess around.
Oh, we were under the impression
No.
Doug was going to
No.
ferret himself.
No.
Yeah, because remember the story? The Italian authorities were after me.
Yeah, I know.
And then they gave up and turned it over to some U.S. collections agency. And I told them to go jump off a cliff. And then I never heard from them again.
Roxanne, were you aware or did you know at any time during your trip that we could totally track your location as you were on that island and what beach you were on and
Yeah, Fester's
my
still,
gosh.
off of Napoli?
Yeah, Fester is still tracking you because you
I
shared
forgot about right.
you shared your location.
I feel like
and-
it's good to have a friend have your
Yeah.
location. You know, I feel like if it ever shows up like, Doug, what's Roxanne doing over on this crazy part of you know, you've got my back,
Yeah,
right?
I'll
So
call me and Doug.
yeah, so I'm not worried about that, but I didn't think that he can actually track me in Italy.
Well, you know who brought it up? Hadley came in on Wednesday and she said, MJ mentioned Roxanne's in Italy, and Hadley says, we have her location. I go, we do? He goes, it's on your phone.
Brilliant.
What's Roxanne doing seemingly in a field in Chowchilla, California? Oh, that maniac buried her in a bus. Remember, you know that crazy Chowchilla
Yeah.
story? That nutty thing. All right, just getting rolling today. Obviously, the elephant in the room is the Froggy situation, and I will address that at 7:45-ish this morning right here on the MJ Morning Show. Busy show. You don't want to miss one moment of this. 6:08 traffic's on. Let's grab Pat with stand each other?
No, but they made it a long time with a good relationship. I mean, they went all those years. They had all that success, and later in life,
I think they also went a long time hating each other. I think they still performed, but went their separate ways as soon as the show was over.
Then it went to hell in a handbasket. Yeah, you know what? I know there have been stories floating around. I guess I didn't dive in that deeply. 6:20 now at the MJ Morning Show here on a Tuesday morning, and the Froggy situation will be addressed at about 7:45 this morning. I would listen if I were you. About 7:45. The lowdown with the Froggy situation. So, Fester, you missed my tease. You were out of the room doing God knows what.
I was flossing.
Jeez. Are you the one leaving those plastic flossers all over our parking lot?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, the green ones with the little handle and the stick.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so ick.
You were talking about Sam's
God.
Club earlier?
We've been talking about the flossers, and I've mentioned this numerous times on the show over the last couple of years. Those damn plastic one-time use little flosser deals, the plastic handle, they got the little sharp toothpick at the end.
Yep.
Then you have the U-shaped deal with the little flossy thing, the little plastic flossers. And I've been noticing them everywhere. You walk through a parking lot at a supermarket, you walk wherever you see these flossers. People are just dumping them. They're just on the ground. It's like wherever I go. When I do my walks at night, seems like once or twice a week I'm coming across a flosser on the road. I walk along West Shore sometimes. Maybe people are just flinging them out their window. I don't know, but they're becoming a nuisance.
Yeah.
I'm a big, please don't floss in front of me person. You can do a lot of stuff in front of me, but please don't floss in front of me because you are just removing plaque from your mouth in front of me.
It's more than that. It's really not plaque. You're removing particles of food and stuff.
Rotted food.
Yeah, it's not as much
the
the
worst.
plaque. It's more like the stuff that gets stuck in your teeth. And then you have the people that will floss in front of you, and then they'll pull the floss out and then examine exactly what they dug out.
Okay, you have to examine.
Which is just grotesque.
Yeah, so we were talking
Are
about...
you an examine and smeller type fella,
Oh,
Fester?
my
That's what you do, don't you? You examine and you sniff.
So
Oh, man. a sicko sniffer over here.
a couple of weeks ago at my Sam's Club trip, I know we were talking about Sam's Club last
Yeah,
segment.
by the way, some people complaining that you're not projecting enough on the microphone.
I don't know why. I mean, I'm talking loudly.
well-
This microphone's right here.
Yeah, all right.
It could be operator error. I mean, I'm not that great of a broadcaster.
People are complaining that Froggy's not projecting at all right now. So
No, no.
again, I'll address that at 7:45 this morning. It's not a good deal. So I'll explain everything at 7:45. All right. So what were you saying?
No, I was just saying I purchased 300 floss sticks.
Oh, good. So that means that 300 will be discarded on the roads of the Tampa Bay area and the parking lots.
Floss sticks are the new cigarette butt.
You know what? Or when I was a kid, the old pull tabs on drinks, those damn things used to come off, and they were everywhere until the mid-'70s, and that's when they came out with the 12-ounce soda can flip top that was retained by the can. That was a big change, man. That was a sea change. That was big damn breaking news. When those new soda cans came out, I was 8, 9 years old, 10 years. That was big news. Usually you'd peel those damn soda tabs off, and they were just a whole separate deal with a ring, and those things were flung everywhere.
Yeah.
But you'd be at the beach, and you'd step on one, it would cut your damn foot open.
That's right.
They were everywhere. And then that retention soda can opener where you pop it, and it all stays on top of the can. My kids, they have no idea. If I showed them a picture of an old soda can, they're like, "What's that?" Or if I pulled that little tab, I just showed them the tab. I'm like, "What is that?" Yeah. Hey, so Fester, you were out of the room.
Yes.
And stop dumping your used flossers in the parking lot. It's really gross.
I'll try. No guarantees.
That's disgusting. All right, so you were out of the room when I teased one of the upcoming items here.
No,
And-
I heard it. I was in the office flossing, and we have an Alexa device in the office.
Correct.
So I walk in, I say, Alexa, play Q105. I hope it don't mess up anybody's
Why don't we just have a regular radio in there tuned to 104.7 FM?
Because when the show's over, I can play polka. I say, Alexa, play polka. So anyway, I have an Alexa in there.
That wasn't polka. That was the damn chicken dance.
Have you ever seen a polka band play the chicken dance? It's pretty awesome.
It's not the same thing. The chicken dance isn't the polka.
All right, give me some polka then. Go on, right off the top of your head. Let's go. Pretty hard. Huh?
Is that roll out the barrel? Isn't that polka?
I don't know. I thought you were just stuttering. So in the office, I heard you say a couple of restaurants are changing things, and I'm sitting there with the floss stick in my mouth, like, oh, I wonder what it is.
Oh, hang on. This food that I'm flossing out right now is from a restaurant from yesterday. I wonder if it's one of the ones MJ's about to mention. So 2 restaurant chains that everyone knows who they are, but they've kind of seen their, I think, luster drop a bit, and maybe not quite as appealing, or definitely sales have dropped. 2 big restaurant names are changing things. I thought this was very interesting. The first one rhymes with Blurkins.
Herkins.
Perkins would be correct.
No, I said Herkins.
What?
I said Herkins.
What?
It's wrong. It's obvious it's Perkins. There aren't a lot of things that rhyme with gherkins except Perkins.
No, I said
Whatever you said,
Schmirkins.
Schmirkins.
Yeah.
Jerkins, both of you guys.
That's a lotion. That's Jergens.
That's
Jergens.
Jergens.
Believe me, I know the difference.
All right. Now, Perkins Restaurant and Bakery is rebranding and changing their name. So, I haven't been to a Perkins or a Herkins or a Smirkins or a Jerkins.
I've been to a couple of Jerkins.
So, Perkins is renaming.
Fester, didn't we decide that we both were at the same Perkins during the same period of time?
Yeah, there's
the one on US 19.
The Perkins in Clearwater.
Were you a waitress and Fester was a dishwasher? What
Yes, we crossed paths.
The hell?
We both grew up in Pinellas County.
Yeah.
And that centrally located Clearwater Perkins.
The one on Gulf to Bay?
Yeah.
Right at 19?
Was the spot at 2 a.m., 3
Oh,
a.m.
yeah.
Really?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
because it's always open. It's always 24 hours
Is that
back
still
then.
there?
I don't know. I don't.
Don't
Good
you
question.
have
Let's see.
the Crab Shack over there and the Carrabba's? Is that still there? And
Yeah, it's a little further down,
Right.
a little further
Okay.
east.
All right. So Perkins is rebranding.
It says it's still here, by the way, the one on
All
Gulf
right.
to Bay.
Well, there
Yeah.
you go. You know, I
Near US 19.
kind of drive by that quite a bit. Probably should know that. So here's the deal. They are rebranding. Perkins is going to be called Perkins American Food Company.
So let's make our name wordier.
We are bringing the same soul with a new attitude. Our rebrand is way more than new logo and descriptor, said the president of Perkins American Food Company in a press release. This is a declaration of our values, our food, our roots by showing how modern American hospitality comes to life. We are always stepping forward and evolving just like the communities we serve. Anyway, I wish Perkins American Food Company the absolute best. I'm guessing there's still going to be a chicken pot pie on the menu. It's very, very American, right?
All that comfort food will be on the menu. I mean, don't ever sleep on Perkins pie game.
The first Perkins redesigned store is set to open up not far away in Orlando in late this year. So sometime late fourth quarter, the first new Perkins redesign is set to be opened. So there you go. All right, the second concept, the second big name in restaurants that's changing things. The biggest revamp in 55 years. Fester.
Yes.
You are a food expert.
Well,
Can you tell me what is the other brand that is revamping with this grandiose change for the first time in 55 years? Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is, but you said 55 years. Is it something like a Chili's?
No. I don't think Chili's was around 55 years ago. That's just my guess.
I remember when Chili's used to have like
Just get off Chili's. It's not Chili's.
Okay, well.
Stop at Chili's.
TGI Fridays.
No. They're gone. They've been gone for years.
Are
they?
Are they gone?
Are they gone for good?
Hold on. Which one? No, is that Bennigan's?
Bennigan's is gone.
Is TG? Listen, I'm sorry. I really just don't crave, double baked potato skins with bacon and sour cream. I just don't crave that. I'm sorry.
That's delicious.
All right, so Bennigan's is gone, but I thought that
There's one location of Bennigan's in
Elgin, Illinois.
Okay.
I've been to Elgin, Illinois. Believe it or not, it's outside of Chicago. Yeah, I've been there.
All right.
Why the hell was I in Elgin, Illinois?
So it's not Chili's.
Yeah.
It's not. Is it that kind of restaurant? Chili's, Fridays, Bennigan's type?
Not really.
Okay.
But hold on, is TGI Friday still around, or I think they're still around?
Let's get to the bottom of that. I always
Yeah.
love their phone booths. We would go there on Friday nights with my dad, and I would just get in the phone because it had that multi-level phone booth, that 3-story phone booth at the one at Countryside. And then they wore all the flair, and then we always got chocolate milkshakes or Oreo milkshakes.
What was the one that had the salad bar that everybody would stick their head in? It was just kind of disgusting.
All
Ruby,
of them.
Ruby Tuesdays?
Yeah, Ruby Tuesday had the salad bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of TGIs.
There are some TGI Fridays still around.
Looks like there's.
Yeah. All right. Look at that.
Was one in South Tampa.
No, look. That's not South Tampa. What are you, it's like Oldsmar. What are you talking about?
There was one in South.
It's not South
That is
Tampa.
Oldsmar. That's right.
Yeah,
the
I
South
know.
Tampa one closed.
You're looking at the map and you're calling Oldsmar South Tampa?
It's a pull-out view.
All right, here's the second big concept that's changing. First big change, or the biggest change in 55 years, and it is, I'll give you a hint. They're like typically off of the interstate, off of an exit.
Ooh, one of my favorite places.
Yeah, what is it?
Did I go to Thanksgiving dinner there?
Tell me, what is it? Come on, just
Cracker Barrel?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, Cracker Barrel is launching the biggest menu revamp in 55 years. Yeah, that's pretty big. This is like the biggest thing they've done since they started 55 years ago. Yeah, it'll be tested at some Texas restaurants first, and it's a strategic brand transformation, which you know what that means. That means, didn't we have a story some time ago that Cracker Barrel was kind of suffering, that the sales were down and that the chain had lost a bit of its luster?
Then they added booze. Remember that?
That's right. They have now. You can get liquor at Cracker Barrel to get all drunk.
Really? And then get back on the road?
Yeah, right.
It's like Justin Timberlake will be there later today.
Honey, I feel nice and loose. Let's take the road.
Yeah, the new menu includes 20 new items. It was tested at one store back in February and then rolled out in 14 Texas locations. Looks like it's poised to be rolled out nationwide. Hey, Fester.
Yes.
You want to drool?
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's some of the new items at Cracker Barrel where Fester and the family did Thanksgiving dinner. Was it last year?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, 2023.
Right.
Yeah, it was really good.
Hash brown casserole shepherd's pie.
I'm not mad at that.
You're not mad at that?
No, I have no issues with that.
Green chili cornbread.
Good.
Chicken and dumpling soup. By the way, that's not dumpling. It's dumpling.
With a little apostrophe after it.
Chicken and dumpling soup.
Cute.
Cinnamon bread French toast.
Everything sounds delicious so far.
And banana pudding.
Yeah.
They didn't have banana pudding before?
I'm a fan of all that stuff. That sounds great.
Yeah, those are some of the new items. I just thought I'd, roll out a couple of these big changes because I'm sure you've done your time at Perkins, and I know you did your time at Cracker Barrel. So it looks like some new changes are coming down the pike.
Don't make it sound like a penitentiary. I know you did some time at the Cracker Barrel. I would love to do 6 to 8 years at the Cracker Barrel.
I got a great pile of early morons in the news next. Get to that in minutes. It's a highlight of my day, folks, because however bad my day might be going, you look at some of these turds, some of these imbeciles, well, it just makes you feel a whole lot better. It's therapeutic. You know what? It's morons in the news therapy, and we'll do it next here on the MJ Morning Show on 104.7 FM, Q105, air conditioning. 3 at the MJ Morning Show. How the hell did I get so damn late? Now, let's jam with some early morons in the news, man. This sucks. Imagine a manure truck loses control and just flings crap everywhere, all over your house. Can you imagine? You got a busy road in front of your house, a manure truck flips over, tumbles, and it just flings its load. And I'm talking about a load.
Ew.
Of all the trucks.
Yeah. You know, the word load is funny. It's like a Beavis and he said load. Yeah, this happened up in Connecticut. and they're dealing with a really nasty situation. A manure truck rollover. Those are a couple of words you don't want together. Manure truck rollover. Yeah, collided with a car and spilled its manure and flung it just. Flung the crap everywhere.
Ew.
Yeah. This woman by the name of Ann Bedard. Yeah, her house is at this busy intersection. She heard a loud screech, crash, just all kinds of mangled metal sounds, and discovered that a manure truck had rolled over, struck her neighbor's car, and manure was sprayed all over her yard.
Oh, my God, look at this house.
And it is, imagine you've got tons of animal crap that's flung all over the house is coated. It's like it was dipped in chocolate. Is this the news story?
Yeah, this is the, I queued it up to the lady.
Is this from NBC Connecticut?
Where manure comes first.
Yeah, look, here we go.
Now to a rather stinky situation in
Hey.
Pomfret.
Oh,
Last
hey.
evening, a manure truck
Hey, you're a funny guy. Now, a rather stinky situation.
spilled after an accident at a tricky intersection. NBC Connect
Who's more effective, this guy or the guy on Channel 8 in the mornings?
Cindy Boyle brings us an update on the cleanup.
I heard bang, like bang, 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 loud metal.
Ann Bedard was inside her house when a truck transporting manure rolled over.
Oh, geez. Oh my gosh, the truck was upside down. You could literally see tires, and it was still kind of like in motion. And it finally came to a
Look at her car.
Oh.
Is that a Ford Focus? What is that? I think it's a white car, but no, not anymore.
Doo-doo brown.
You know what that looks like? It looks like that. You know the ice cream cup when you were a kid? It was half chocolate, half vanilla?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what that looks like.
Swirl.
White car. No, it wasn't a swirl. No, it was just equal sides.
Equal size?
Yeah, the vanilla chocolate. You can still get those.
Bluebell has them. They
Yeah.
sell them at Publix.
Yeah,
Little
the
kids cup.
little
Oh.
little
Half and
kids cup,
Okay.
half and half chocolate, half vanilla.
Look what she did. Here's a
Yeah.
picture of the profile of the car.
Oh,
She
God.
left her window, driver's side window. I do this all the time. Just let the heat ventilate.
Yeah.
She left the window open like just a smidge.
So she's got crap all inside her car too. It's not just a smidge. She's got a quarter of the way down. It's not a smidge.
All right, it's more than a
A
smidge.
smidge is a crack.
It's more than a smidge.
Anyway.
Well, she got what comes out of your crack on her car.
Yeah, she did. Man, that's disgusting. That's got to be one of the worst rollovers that you can imagine. A manure. You know, there was it's like every day is some kind of story. I saw something recently, like an avocado truck rolled over in California, and it flung like tons of avocados all over the place. I remember when I was a kid, we were driving from New York. I was like 6, 7 years old. We were driving from New York down to Grandma's house down in Hollywood, Florida, right? Down in Hollywood. And I remember we were in South Carolina. I think we were near the Great PD River. You know, I get the little PD and the Great PD. Always found that very humorous. Still to this day, I laugh when I hear Great PD and Little PD because my mind still works like a 6-year-old. All right, so here's the deal. I remember that there was a tractor trailer accident, and the whole tractor trailer was just destroyed, and there were snack cakes all over the road. They were like Hostess products.
Oh, man, what a dream.
I mean, the big wheels, the Twinkies, all the Hostess cupcakes. I remember that the cops were waving people by like one lane, and I'm looking out the window as a kid, and there were thousands of Hostess products all over I-95 in South Carolina.
And the old man couldn't pull over for just a second.
Man, I just wanted to grab a box. Because, you know, when you have some are smashed, but you got some boxes that are intact, it's like, what are they going to do? Let me help with the cleanup.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, pull the Pontiac Safari wagon with the fake wood contact paper on the side. Seriously, we had that. My dad was, I don't know why the hell my dad was into station wagons. Like Clark freaking Griswold.
They were the SUVs before they were SUVs.
You're right. We always had a station wagon. And my dad had we had like 2 or 3 Pontiac Safari wagons, and like the hideous green with like the brown contact paper down the whole side of the thing. What a mess that car was. Anyway, so that's story number one in early Morons in the News. Let me tell you what else is very moronic. In Iowa, they're about to let 14-and-a-half-year-olds drive cars.
Oh, my God.
Say what?
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't drive when I was 14 and a half, but not everybody should be.
What? New Iowa legislation takes effect this month, yesterday, July 1. Just like here in Florida, we had a whole bunch of laws. We talked about you can't release balloons unless you're 6 years old or under. You can't be an 18, 19, or 20-year-old stripper anymore. You got to be 21 at the club. So a whole bunch of laws went into effect, I guess, in multiple states around the country. And one of them in Iowa that allows students to obtain a driver's license for work at the age of 14 and a half. What could possibly go wrong? A 14-and-a-half-year-old driving a 4,000-pound car, a 6,000-pound SUV. What could possibly go wrong?
No, Iowa. When I think of Iowa, I think of just a lot of straight roads through cornfields and stuff.
Listen,
They should be fine.
okay, yeah. Why don't we drop it to 7 or 10, maybe 11-year-olds? Let's let them drive cars. Yeah, I mean that's nuts. New legislation allows children to be able to drive to work beginning at 14 and a half years old. The students could already get a license to drive to school? Wait, so 14-and-a-half-year-old kids can drive to... What is going on in Iowa? I didn't know this.
The parents have given up. They're just like, we can't be carpool drive. We can't be, taxi drivers for these kids anymore. Just let them start driving on their own at 14 and a half.
At 16, when I got my driver's license in Virginia Beach, I had no freaking business being behind the wheel. No. I look back, and I'm like, thank God we spent some time up in New York City so my kids couldn't be on the road at 16. I'm telling you right now, I am honest as the day is long that there is no way in hell that I should have been on the road at 16. Remember, I was driving my dad's company van.
Yeah.
And Mike Trafton on Shore Drive in Virginia Beach, just on the other side of the Lesnar Bridge, going east, right near Henry's Seafood. Mike said, oh, look, construction zone ahead. Why don't you drive through all those barricades? And I did. I smashed out the whole front grille and the headlights in my dad's company van because Mike Trafton said, hey, construction ahead. And I dare you to drive the van through all. And I veered off, and that was my 16-year-old brain, which really hasn't changed much.
Wait, 14 and a half is only going to be worse.
Did I tell you about when I was at UF?
By the way, it was Spivey Reynolds.
Spivey.
That was the name of the company in Virginia Beach and Norfolk and Chesapeake that did all the barricades. Like we've got Bob's barricades here.
Yes.
That was Spivey. What about you, saying?
Okay, so I was at UF, and my first year in college, my sister was 14. So she would take my dad's car when he was at work in his other car, and she would steal his car, and he always parked it under like an overpass at our house. So she would steal the car and go to McDonald's. And my friends who were still in high school would say, wow, I love your sister's new car. And I was like, my sister's 14. What do you mean her new car? Like, oh, she comes into McDonald's with the.
Did your parents find out that she was taking the car?
Yeah. So I'm not a snitch.
What the hell?
So I did not tattle on her. But then my dad got suspicious because there was raindrops on the car one day, and it would have been like physically impossible for it to have gotten rain on it. So then he came home earlier than he usually does, and the car was gone. And he called me. He's like, Roxanne, your sister took the car.
Yeah. Did you
she
say
just at McDonald's?
And
Don't worry.
how long had she been taking the car at 14 before he discovered it?
Yeah.
How long? No, how long? That's a question.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe a couple months. Yeah, a couple months. Yeah.
All right, 6:53 at the MJ Morning Show. Early Morons in the News. 7 o'clock hour starts in minutes. You want to hear something really creepy? There is this creepy movement or creepy concept, I should say, when it comes to bars. And it's happening in one part of the country. Is it going to spread elsewhere and here in the Tampa Bay area? And would this creep you out? So this is regarding bars and nightclubs, and people are angry and creep the hell out. What is it? I'll tell you next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105 at 6:53. Hey, good news. Morning Show, 7 o'clock hours here, which obviously includes 1 hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ morning show. And that's going to begin about 7:25. That's my target. 7:24, 7:25 every morning. We launch an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. This is creepy. This is a West Coast thing right now. I'm not talking West Coast of Florida. I'm talking West Coast as in San Francisco. Is this going to migrate east? Because you got people that are clubbers over there, people who go to nightclubs and bars, and they're freaking out. There is a new app that is getting slammed, that it is spying on people in nightclubs. Can you imagine you're in a nightclub, you're dancing, you're drunk, you're blast-ass drunk, and there's like a camera in there that's visible on an app that people can just go on and view multiple cameras inside a nightclub or a bar to check out the action. And people are like, this is complete invasion of privacy. There's no notification. There's, it's kind of interesting. There was a phase, and we still have the signs up around here at the Beasley Media Group that, like just walking into our radio station. I don't know if they got sued or something, or but we've got like signs, and it's like even at the front door, it's by entering these premises, you consent to being potentially recorded on video, audio, blah blah blah, and these people at these nightclubs out in San Francisco is where it's happening. They're like, wait a sec, nobody told us. And it's an app, and the app is called Tonight, or that's the startup company's name, Tonight. And like some tech bro, must have come up with this thing. Yo, tech bro here. And hey, how'd you like to go on an app and just check out all the nightclub action? But people inside these bars and nightclubs, they're saying, we didn't know that there were cameras in here and it's not just surveillance. You can imagine you got places that have security cameras, and that's internalized footage that is only, looked at by the managers or if there's a problem. But this is an app that anyone can go on their phone and with participating bars, just see people that are maybe in a state of inebriation, dancing like an idiot, like Elaine on the dance floor, whatever.
Hold on. This is essentially a webcam in bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? I mean, I don't know what the crazy deal is. These people are getting all bent out of shape. You're going out, you have a webcam. Big deal.
Big deal in the fact that people don't expect their privacy to be violated, that they didn't know there was essentially a webcam.
So they're meeting someone there they shouldn't be.
Whatever. There's all kinds of possibilities. You're dancing, you're drinking, you're falling over drunk.
Yeah, it does fall into the same category. There are a lot of people who don't want to take a photo with a drink in their hand. They just don't want that as part of their image, and they don't want to encourage that. Maybe they like to drink, but they just don't want that photo out there. And so this would violate that.
People are saying that this is a complete invasion of privacy.
This violates nothing.
Yeah. The Tonight, no, if you don't know you're being videoed, if you don't know you're available on a live stream in a nightclub or on a dance floor,
do they need to have a sign up?
They should. I'm telling you, the blowback is huge. Even some bar and club owners are saying, no way, not in my place. I'm not doing this.
Not in my bar.
This is like a voyeuristic, spy on partiers in clubs and bars. And this Tonight, the number 2, then Night, they're the ones that started this app, and they hope the service would promote nightlife in the area, and then they want to expand this nationwide, allowing users to jump in on live streams of bars and clubs to determine if they wanted to hop in and join that scene, to see if it had the right vibe.
The other side of it is, who's checking a webcam before you go to a bar?
Well, that's what listen, there's all kinds of things we do today that we never even imagined doing previously. How about all the crap that we never knew we needed that's now available?
Let me see if it's popping.
What about all the tech that's happening? How the hell did we survive? How did we grow up without all the crap that's currently available? How did I survive as a kid of the 70s and 80s? I don't know.
Without being able to find yourself to go from point A to point B on your phone?
Some popular San Francisco bars are turned off by this, and they've objected. And this is weird. Listen to this. Some popular San Francisco bars have also obtained, or rather objected to the app, complaining that their venues were being listed on the service without their consent. So wait a minute. So how are they getting the video? How are they, if they're being featured without their consent, do they have somebody going into the place and setting up?
Oh, just hooking up a little camera?
Hooking up a little streaming camera like in the corners or wherever. I mean, that's what it sounds like. So there are some objections here, but there's a huge blowback because people are saying this enables like creepsters to spy. That it's a total creep show.
Stalk people.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one of the concerns here. Yeah, so Tonight is the company, and the app spying on people, and even the name is creepy. It's called Night Eye.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
Come up with a better name than that.
Night Eye.
Sounds like Peep Show.
Yeah, and the model was after, I guess some beaches have webcams. Listen, I'm sure they do, to show surfers like what the waves and what the beach looks like right now. So that I guess the idea came from, hey, they got those cams that show the surfers what the wave action is like. So I think that's where it initiated from. One person who found themselves featured on one of tonight's live streams said that they had concerns because there was no sign or other disclosure that he could be on camera. And the guy was in a club and he's on video, and they used like a snapshot as like a promo on their website promoting their creepy night view or night eye or whatever the hell it was called. So that's a little creepy. So just a heads up, because this is West Coast, San Francisco area technology. Is that going to start moving east? Are we going to have creepy night eye cameras in clubs and bars around the Tampa Bay area? Hey, listen, I'd like to bring you these early stories. A lot of times people say, hey, I heard it first on the MJ Morning Show. Well, there you have it.
Are the bar owners going to turn it off if the club's not popping, if nothing's going on, no hot girls there? They just make it go dark?
But it seems in the story that some of the club owners don't even know that their place was being featured on the app.
Yeah, they're doing this in spite of the bar owners.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're signing on in some cases. It is 7:10 at the MJ Morning Show, and the entire Froggy situation will be discussed at about 7:45. So if you've caught wind of the Froggy matter, at 7:45 this morning, I shall discuss exactly what has transpired. So a little over half an hour away, 35, 40 minutes away, the Froggy situation is on the way. I have a list of the worst. What the hell's that?
It was a computer sound, Fester.
Fester, what are you doing over there?
I don't know, but I like it.
I don't like it. It's very disruptive. Why do you have an Excel spreadsheet open?
I don't know.
Well, shut it. We don't need an Excel spreadsheet on during the show. Stop with the noise. It won't even close.
What kind of spreadsheet are you doing?
Install update. What's going on over here? Shut it off. Close the window.
Hold on.
Hey,
I love spreadsheets. What are you organizing? What are you
All
gonna...
right, Fessa, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I just closed it. I don't even know how it opened up.
Oh, my God. He suddenly has an Excel spreadsheet open. How do you do that? What happened?
That was a fun sound.
All right. Hold on, though. Hey, Ryan, you got to tell me if I got calls. What are these calls for? Well, why are they on hold with names?
Yeah. All right, so hold on. Ryan, part of screening phone calls for on-air is to know what they want to talk about. We'll take calls on anything. I have a feeling we'll take a lot of calls
I've
today.
got calls on hold with names, but you're not sure why they're on hold with names?
Pick up Jeff. We have two guys, Jeff and Andy, two separate callers, both on hold.
We have two calls on hold. Hey, what do they want to talk about? I don't know.
Pick up Jeff. See what he wants. Say hi to him.
Hello, Andy in St. Pete. Why the hell are you calling the MJ Morning Show?
Well, two things I've noticed recently. Odyssey 2000, they advertise, hey, you can stream our locker rooms or whatever and the stages, but that's consented, actually. But
well, you're talking about 2001, the strip club?
He's right. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So you can go onto their website, you can see the strippers' dressing rooms?
Yeah, I that's what I've been told. I haven't actually done it, but apparently it's a paid service.
Oh, a paid service.
But also, if whoever set up the electronics in the bar, they have the IP address to get in or whatever they need to get in. So it could be some camera guy or somebody who does a lot of installations that are hacking their own system basically and putting that out there. I don't know.
Unless it's just a 4G or 5G cell connection that's feeding it.
That's true.
Yeah, it could just be that's doing it. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And let me grab Jeff in Paris. Jeff, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to jump in and say, you don't have a right for privacy in public, and those venues are considered public.
Oh, we know all about that.
Yes, I just thought I'd put that out there as, something else to consider when you say, whether they should be banned from doing it or not.
Yeah, listen, I know all about, right to privacy. It's just that people are in an establishment and, they're in a bar or club. They, I guess, are creeped out by the fact they're not informed that they're being streamed or they're on video. And this one guy, he ends up on the promo on the website, for this streaming company. And he's like, I didn't consent to this. I was just going to a bar. Next thing I know, I'm being featured in their advertising for this bar stalker app,
Yeah, no, and I would agree with you there. They shouldn't be reusing that image or anything without the ability to get that person's permission. But just think, you walk into a Publix, you walk into a DMV, you walk down the street, this camera's watching us everywhere.
I would love to watch a webcam of the DMV.
Buddy, thanks for the call,
hey,
Jeff.
Hey, Jeff,
right,
why did you
later.
why'd you tell Ryan you couldn't say what it was about?
I didn't state that at all.
Okay.
Where do you get that from?
That's what Ryan said. Ryan was like, I can't tell you what it's about.
He didn't know.
Oh, he didn't know.
No,
He didn't know.
Yeah,
gotcha.
he didn't know why they were calling, which, All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you calling.
Catch you later.
All right, thanks. When we get back, guess what? We start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. It is moments away. 1 hour, 20 minutes of nonstop MJ morning show, including the Froggy situation. Also, the worst lines in America. Guess how many are here in Florida?
Lines?
Yeah, lines. Like
at the buffet?
Like queues, like lines where
Okay.
people line up. Waits, having to wait in line. Let me make it very clear. The worst lines in the United States, and guess what? 6 of the worst are here in Florida. All right? You can imagine. All right, that, and man, a whole lot more. I mean, I can't even go over what. I got an hour and 20 minutes of great content to fling at you guys. So we're loaded next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. If you. here on the MJ Morning Show. That one comes up in rotation every once in a while. Yeah. Still running? Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. All right, 7:27 at the MJ Morning Show. Let's go. Hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ starts right now, including, remember I teased yesterday about, well, interesting little item regarding a wedding situation coming up. Also, a bestie that did something with, well, something that belonged to her friend. So hold on a minute. I'm curious at what the initial reaction of this is going to be here on a Tuesday on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Spread the word for us, folks. Let everyone know the MJ Morning Show is back here on Q105. Got a question here before I get into my pile of stuff. I got the worst lines in Florida and the worst in the nation. We've got 6 of them. The worst lines in America and 6 of the worst lines where you have to wait in line are right here. And I'm sure that a bunch of you can guess what's going on here. So I'll get all that in a second. First, though, I thought of something last night, and I just jotted a little note to myself. And this is really a mom thing. And Michelle, I don't think ever did this. I never recalled Michelle doing this. Roxanne, I have to ask you, my mom did it, and I hated it when I was a kid. I look back on it, and I'm like, that is just disgusting. That is grotesque.
Okay, it wasn't what I was guessing. I was going to make a guess, but
you're raising your hand like you're in 4th grade over there.
No, I was actually just biting my thumb, but I was thinking, is it the thing where you're driving and you have to put the brakes on and you put your hand in front of the passenger's chest? But that's not gross or disgusting, so that kind of ruled out my guess at that point.
Yeah, the arm barrier. That's gonna you're slamming to somebody at 45 miles an hour, and mom putting up the arm as we were riding around with no seatbelts, standing on the front seats of the cars back then, with our elbows on the dashboard and our face pressed on the front windshield.
Mom's hand will protect you.
But mom's hand was better than any safety device. You know what? Before airbags, mom's hand.
That's right.
Before seatbelt usage, mom's arm. No, it's not that. I'm going to tell you, right off the bat, I'm just going to blurt something out, and Roxanne, tell me if you know what I'm talking about. Mommy spit cleaning.
Yeah, give the kid a little spit shine.
Oh God.
I don't think I do that because I have wet wipes with me all the time.
Oh God.
So if their faces are messy,
that just grosses me out. So you've never done that? My mom used to she always had tissues.
Yeah.
She never had any wet naps. And even back when didn't they have little wet naps? And I mean, certainly we don't have the wipes.
Like the kind you get at Buffalo Wing restaurants.
Exactly.
Smell like lemon.
Yeah, those wet naps were around.
Yeah.
But certainly back then that we didn't have the whole array of, all these wipes and dude wipes and she wipes or whatever they.
All the wipes.
All the wipes. So my mom was a spit cleaner. And if we had food on our face, God, man, if I had some chocolate on the face, man, you got the spit clean with the napkin, and it's like, oh, my God. And then it's like around your mouth, and you start smelling it, and you get that saliva smell from mom. It's like, what is going on here? Come on, don't tell me that moms are still spit cleaning kids.
I think that's something that will go on till the end of time.
That is the worst. You know what? I'm going to grab a couple of early calls here. Just for a second here. Let me go to phones. Just a quick little survey. Do we have any spit cleaners listening? Are there any moms that are or were in the past a spit cleaner where you would clean your kid's face with your spit on a cloth, on a napkin, on a tissue, whatever? Let's go to the spit clean lines. 800-990. See, you never know what the hell's going to develop on this show. You have no idea.
I spit cleaned the kid, I think, on Friday.
Oh, God. Wait a minute. Dads don't spit clean. That's only a mom thing.
No, I think it's gender neutral.
I think more moms spit clean than dads.
I agree, but...
All right. To the phones. 800-990-1047. Look, phone's already ringing. 800-990-1047.
By the way, I pulled up some fun facts about spit to be in support. If people are like, hey, I don't want to call because I don't want MJ to say I'm disgusting for doing that, I'm going to support you and say spit is 99% water, according to this little thing here.
It's not 99% the Hershey syrup.
It's 99% water and 1% spit.
Small percentage compared. 99 parts of it are water.
Are you a spit? Well, I mean, that kind of goes without saying. I didn't think it was some mystery substance. I kind of figured that it was, water. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-10. Look at the phones. Every line is jamming here. All right, are you a mommy spit cleaner? All right, are you a daddy spit cleaner? Were you subjected to this crap when you were a kid like me, and it still haunts you to this day? I am haunted by my mom's spit cleaning.
I don't give the kids a choice. There's no choice to be had. In comes the wet napkin licked by their tongue.
Yeah, you're 3, 4, 5 years old, and what can you do? You're defenseless. You're gonna get spit cleaned, and you're gonna like it. Man, that's like child abuse as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Yeah. You know what? I need to go to my mom these days. My mom is like 79 years old.
Does she even remember?
You know what? I need to have a talk about my traumatic childhood.
Yes.
And a lot of times years later, if you've been traumatized, you kind of go through a therapeutic thing, and
it usually comes out in therapy, not the radio. But
you got to discuss it. I need to discuss my mom's spit face cleaning. How about Holly in Bradenton? Holly, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. I don't know where the hell this came from, but it did. Go ahead.
My aunt, when I was a young person, didn't even have a napkin, and she grabbed a hold of my cousin's face and straight up licked the barbecue sauce at a public barbecue.
Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
Just lick the barbecue sauce.
She grabbed both sides of her head, turned her face to the side, and licked it right off her cheek.
Oh, my God.
And from that day on, I will never be a spit cleaner.
But you knew exactly what I was talking about, didn't you?
Oh, my God. Immediately, as soon as you said it, that memory came back.
Yep, same thing here. It just popped up last night. I don't know what it was. But last night is like 8 o'clock, and it just like popped into my head. I'm like, my mom spit cleaned me. I'm like, what the? Hey, Holly, thanks for the call. 800-9, that opens up a line. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get on. What are you smirking for over there, Fester?
You know who's going to be a great mother one of these days?
Who?
Oh, Tuah, girl. Oh, Tuah. You got a kid with a dirty face, you got to give it a Tuah.
I didn't hear you say that. I wasn't here last week, but we were actually talking about that on the trip.
Was
That's crazy.
Tuah big talk in Italy?
Yeah, it was big talk in Italy.
You've got some chocolate gelato on your face, right near the Trevi fountain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tuah. I mean, she doesn't have any children now, but she will be a great mother.
Did you go to the Trevi fountain while you were there?
We did. We went yesterday.
Did you throw 3 coins in the Trevi fountain?
We did. Yep.
Did you stop at the gelato shop with the whole curved gelato thing right near the Trevi fountain?
No, we didn't do that. No, we went to
a little bit of a tourist trap.
Yeah, no.
Let me grab Melissa. Hi, Melissa. You're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, I have to admit, I used to do this when my kids were little, but not with my spit. I would make my son stick his tongue out, and I would wet a napkin with his spit and then clean his face.
Oh, that's original.
You know what? That's better, though. It's better than mommy spit cleaning your face. Better to have your kid's own spit.
Yes, I agree. I think that's 100% better.
Oh, it is. You're right. It is 100% better. That's like an invasion. I mean, mommy spit on your face. I was like, and then like the corners of your mouth, and you got mommy spit going. Yeah, it grosses me out. Hey, Melissa, that is a great story. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Couple more, then I got to move on here. Again, when you listen to this show, you have no idea. I had no idea this was really going to happen until just a couple of minutes ago.
This is the thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. Let me grab Nelson in Valrico. Nelson, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing fine. Go ahead.
I remember living in New York. My mom, before we go to school, make sure our shoes were shined. So she would spit on them and wipe them down.
Hold on, your mom would spit on your shoes?
Yes.
That's where a spit shine comes from.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, why don't you go get your shine box?
There you go.
I say thanks, man. All right, well, I'll take one more on this, Ryan. By the way, Ryan is filling in for Andrew this week. Andrew's on vacation week. Andrew, our producer, believe he's at Disney.
Yes, he's at Disney making sweet love to his lady friend in every country in Epcot.
Oh, we stop it. Oh, my
In every
God.
country.
Would you please, 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 please. Oh, man. I haven't eaten since last night, but it's coming up.
You're not going to eat anything today.
The Froggy situation coming up in a bit. Also, the wedding story is on the way. Is this like the most invasive wedding story in a while? I'll explain in a minute. And then, of course, the whole Froggy situation, very serious subject matter coming up in just a bit here on the MJ Morning Show. I'll grab one more call on this mommy spit cleaning stuff. How about Catherine in Newport Richie? Catherine, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, as soon as you said a disgusting thing a mother does, I knew exactly what it was. I don't think my mother brushed very often, but she was also a smoker, and like you would smell that disgusting smell.
Oof.
It seemed like forever. But when I had children, we didn't have little nappy wipes either. But when I had my kids, I was so traumatized by that. I did like Melissa. I would have them stick their own tongue out because I figure you don't smell your own breath maybe. But I did not use my spit on my children. I was traumatized. It was disgusting.
Yep. Well, listen, I'm sorry to conjure up and bring up these repressed memories and put you into a mental spiral this morning.
Catherine's face would smell like Virginia Slims.
I feel it all over again. Thank you so much.
You're reliving it.
All right. Well, thank you. Did you say thank you much, or was there another word in there? Just thank you
so much.
Oh, I got you. Oh, I thought there might have been something else in there. Hey, Catherine, have a great day, and I thank you for calling in.
Good morning. Have a great day.
You too. All right, let me know your initial thought on this. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm gonna just hit and run on this one. I read a story that a woman drank her bestie's breast milk when she was pregnant because it was on her bucket list.
Ew.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, if it's on your bucket list.
So this woman's friend was, obviously had a baby and was lactating, having, breast milk production. And the woman on her bucket list wanted to drink her friend's breast milk? What?
That's a close friendship.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
I would.
How did she drink it? Did she go the old-fashioned, like...
I'll go right to the source.
She latched on. You know what?
That's the bigger question, right?
Yeah, she had a lactating consultant teach her how to latch on properly to get that proper seal and suck.
Yeah, I don't need a consultant. I could figure it out.
Yeah. Anyway, I told you, that's just a hit and run.
Whoa.
I just wanted to run that by you. I read a little blurb on this.
No, that's a tit and run.
You can't say that.
I mean, you can say hit,
I just dumped that. You can't say that.
I've been on vacation. I forgot what you're not allowed to say.
That is one of the words you can't say that word. I just dumped that.
I forgot my password to log onto my computer this morning, and I forgot I couldn't say that. Excuse me.
Talk about lactation. We could say hit, bit, mit, but we can't say Roxanne's word.
That lives on MJTV and it lives in the podcast, but I just dumped Roxanne's. That's one of the words you can't use.
Well, excuse me. I woke up at 2 a.m. this morning and I never went back to bed. I'm tired.
Excuse me.
You don't know what other foul words are going to come out of my mouth.
All right, 7:41 at the MJ Morning Show. Before I get to the wedding story, which I teased, and then, of course, the elephant in the room, the Froggy situation, which is coming up in just a matter of moments. Just a quickie here. I mentioned a little while ago about the worst lines in America, and we have 6 of them right here in Florida. Isn't that fantastic? Long lines A new list came out about the most complained about tourist lines in the country.
Okay.
And 6 are right here in Florida. But we're not number 1. And we're not number 2. But we've got some other spots in the top 10.
Who's got a longer line than theme parks?
Think about it.
Okay.
Think about big tourist attractions in the country. And also, I would think summertime as well. If it's not in Florida, who do you think might have the longest wait time, the longest line for this attraction in America? Take a guess.
Old Faithful?
No.
Because they like spews like once every hour and a half, right?
No line to see it.
Waiting for an hour and a half for his stupid thing to spit up water.
It's not Old Faithful.
All right. It's not
It is
Florida.
a structure. I'll give you, it's not Florida, and it is a structure. This is deemed the worst line in America. Come on.
Do they still have tours to the Statue of Liberty?
You're getting warmer.
So it's in New York.
You're getting warmer.
With the Empire State Building?
That is correct, yes.
Yeah, good guess.
Yep.
Wow.
I've never been to the Empire State. I've been to the city, I don't know, 20 times.
That is such a cool building. Oh, God, I love that building. I love the Empire State Building. I love the Chrysler Building. You know, those old Gothic type structures. They're just, that 30s Art Deco stuff, man. That just floats my boat. That gives me the big O. I love.
Wow.
Well, maybe not that.
I don't want to go now.
But I
You're a fun tourist sightseer. Wow, look at this guy. He's really enjoying the Empire State Building.
I do love Art Deco and 1930 stuff. All right, number 1, Fester, is the Empire State Building.
And it has a ridiculously long line?
Yep.
Why?
Well, because people wait in line to get up to the observation deck.
Only so many people can get up there at one time?
You got the 86th floor. Is it 86? 86th observation. And then you have the 102 little, you got to go into this little capsule thing and look out the little teeny windows. It's kind of cramped in there. All right, so number 1 is Empire State Building because people are waiting in line to, go in the elevators to get up to the observation deck. Number 2 is also in New York, and it is the Top of the Rock, which is, what's Top of the Rock?
Is Rockefeller Plaza Center?
Yep, it's 30 Rock, and they have the observation deck up there as well. That's the second worst. Number 3, we're still not in Florida. First 2 are New York, worst lines in the country. Number 3 is
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful is not on the freaking list.
I don't know.
It's not a national park. There's no line that goes to the Old Faithful. It's wide open.
Is it Chicago's, what you talking about, Willis Tower?
Sometimes they limit the number of cars that can
go through the park.
Go through the park if traffic's all jammed up at the Jellystone.
I don't know if I got my what you talking about Willis Tower joke out.
Number 3, the cable cars in San Francisco.
There's a line for that?
Yeah. Number 4 is Florida. Which of the clearly where do you think a line would be? What type of operation?
Theme park?
You betcha. All right, so who's got the worst line in Florida? This is number 4 on the list, but the longest line in Florida.
Got to be at Magic Kingdom.
That Disney stuff that Disney has out?
Nope.
I'm sorry, Star Wars stuff that Disney has out?
Nope.
Harry Potter stuff?
Harry Potter?
You're getting warmer.
Okay.
It is Universal. It's Universal Islands of Adventure.
You mean just the whole place collectively?
Yep.
Or okay.
4th worst line. 5 is Statue of Liberty. So back to New York, Fester. Then, guess what? It's back to Universal. Number 6, worst line in the USA. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Hello, it's Harry Potter.
Get your ass in line.
Then number 7 is One World Observatory. That's the new Freedom Tower at World Trade Center. Number 8 is the Sky Deck at the old Sears Tower, which is now called Willis Tower.
What you talking about, Willis Tower?
Number 9 is Busch Gardens.
Wow,
So,
Busch Gardens is up there.
Right here in Tampa Bay, Busch Gardens is number 9 for worst lines.
Does it give a specific
list.
ride?
No, it doesn't.
Just all the coasters.
Yep. Number 10 is Alcatraz.
Yeah, the line getting out's a real bitch, too.
Yeah, that's a racket, too. Trying to get tickets to get the boat over, and then you have all the second-hand ticket sellers where they'll give you this ticket, but you got to buy them another ticket. Do you know about that? You got to buy them like a ticket. Like they'll tell you to go buy a ticket for a specific date and time, and they'll give you a ticket for right now, plus a VIG. Yeah, that's a whole racket. So that was Alcatraz was number 10. Busch Gardens was 9. 11 was Disney California Adventure Park. Space Needle in Seattle's number 12. I think I might have said top 10. It's top 20. Then Discovery Cove Orlando is number 13. 14 is the NASA Kennedy Space Center over on the other side of the state. And then we have Epcot is on the list here in Florida. So you got, listen, a whole bunch of Florida ones are on the worst lines in America list.
This went from very specific to very vague. It's like the Empire State Building, specific, Epcot. That's a lot.
All right, 7:47 at the MJ Morning Show. The Froggy situation on the way in just a matter of moments. And, well, it's the elephant in the room. It has to be addressed. Some of you might know about Froggy. Some of you might not know about Froggy. We'll explain in just a matter of moments. The wedding story quickly, and I kind of teased this, hey, 7:45 tomorrow morning, which is right now. Just this weird wedding story. I mean, really? I read this on the Reddit, the Am I the Bleep Hole forum. And again, I like these stories. Now, whether they're all real or whether some of them are just, written like just fabricated stories for people's entertainment value, I don't know. This story involves a Reddit user who insisted that she bring her dog to her sister's wedding. And the sister said no. The dog owner said, no, I'm bringing my dog. And then the sister disinvited her own sister to the wedding. Who brings a dog to a freaking wedding? I mean, I know you got these like weirdos like with their Mr. Peepers and they're like, they're dressing them up in tuxes and everything. And they think they're like a human.
I mean, if they brought the dog in a tux, that would be acceptable.
This is a crazy story. So the sister who was getting married wanted to know, am I the bleep hole for disinviting my sister to my own wedding because she demanded that she bring her dog to a wedding? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
What if the dog barked, like, speak now or forever hold your peace?
All right, that sucks.
Oh, okay. Is that what we're doing now?
That's a good question.
We're just calling out every time a joke sucks?
Listen,
is that the game you want to play with me? Is that the game you want to play with me?
You can call out my sucky jokes. I don't mind.
Okay.
Here we go.
Game on.
You want to talk about games I'm mildly good at? It's calling out other people's terrible jokes.
Game on. My sister is obsessed with her dog, a large and somewhat poorly trained Bernese mountain dog. Are those the slobberers?
No. We have half a Bernese dog. The dog that we got is half Bernese mountain dog.
What's the other half?
Mutt.
Yeah.
It's like half poodle.
Yeah, but the sister who's getting married says the dog is cute, but it's a demon. So the sister's like, I'm bringing my dog to your wedding. I don't go anywhere without my dog.
Yeah, that's a crazy sister.
That's a good size.
You go to the doctor with you go to the gynecologist with your dog.
I got another joke, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Why don't you do that? All right, so there you go. The wedding story. You ready for this?
Not really.
Y'all ready for this?
Let's go.
It is 7:50 at the MJ Morning Show, and I'm sure the last hour and 50 minutes, for some, not all, because some don't even know what's going on, but, there are some that are waiting for the Froggy story, and maybe the last hour and 50 minutes has just been wah, 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 just waiting for the actual Froggy deal. We got a little bit of a shocker to discuss, and I think that honesty is the best policy. I don't want to withhold anything from you, the listener, and I want to just lay everything out as it occurred and explain exactly what's going on. I'm very upset. I am very disturbed. I am angry. I am emotional. I'm pissed off. I don't know how long it's going to take me to, feel a little better. I feel violated, to be quite honest. I need to discuss with you, the MJ Morning Show loyal listeners, what transpired. I want to address the Froggy situation and Froggy's absence today. And, well, tomorrow and for the foreseeable future. Froggy was let go yesterday by the company. Fester, I know you have a lot to say about this as well. So if you'd like
I
to,
do too. After you,
if you'd like to, jump in on this.
Sure. We'll talk about it. It's important.
Froggy was let go yesterday by the company, and as hard as this is for Froggy fans and many of our listeners, it's especially hard for us in the room, especially for me. Yeah. And Fester.
Yeah.
Because the three of us have worked together for about 25 years.
20 some odd years. Yeah.
It's a long, long time. We were together at FLZ, before they let us go back in 2012. That was hard.
Yeah.
When FLZ pulled the plug on us in 2012, dumb move. Never recovered financially. But when they pulled the plug, that was very tough on us. Fester and I know exactly what that feels like. I played the game back then. Because I still had my Schnitz show and I was on many, many stations. So, that was the whole story that I was, giving up the morning show. And listen, folks, I'm coming clean. I'm telling you the truth on what happened there. But that didn't go down the way it was presented.
So with everything that happens to Froggy, we just want to be upfront right away, tell you exactly what happened, everything that we know, so there's no misinformation, there's no speculation, and we're all on the same page as to what happened.
After we ended the MJ Morning Show in 2012, we always wanted to work together again. And, I had a very successful run for 22 years with my afternoon show. I gave that up a year ago, July last year. I was just tired of the politics. I was tired of the genre, the format. And frankly, I find this show to be fun. I just find the MJ Morning Show and the content and what we do to be fun, invigorating. I look forward to every day. But every once in a while, you have a speed bump that comes along. So the MJ Morning Show ended on the other station back in 2012, and it was some years later we decided to get together and kind of revitalize the MJ Morning Show in the form of a podcast, and that was 2019.
September of 2019.
Yeah, that we launched the MJ Morning Show podcast, and before you knew it, we had tens and tens of thousands of listens. We started out like every other week. Then it was like getting so big, we decided to do the podcast, the MJ Morning Show podcast, every week. The Beasley Media Group, who owns these stations, they were aware of the podcast. They were also aware of the MJ Morning Show legacy. There had been multiple research projects that showed that even 7 years later, that the MJ Morning Show was formidable and was one of the most recognized brands for morning radio in the entire market. You had shows that had been on the air 7 years after we had left, and we were still coming up as like the top researched morning show in the market with our brand recognition. So Beasley offered us a slot to come back here on Q105, and that was October of 2020. And we were hired as a team. It was me, MJ, it was Fester, it was Froggy, and Roxanne had already been at the station. And I said, you know what, let's bring Roxanne on and see how it works out.
Bring it down.
So that's how Roxanne got tied into the second iteration of the MJ Morning Show. So we were hired as a team, and, well, the team has been broken up.
Up until yesterday, I thought the idea was to always keep the team together.
That was my plan.
Okay, that was kind of what I was running on.
That was my plan. So here's what happened. I was told the Friday before last, so not just this past Friday. What was that, the 28th? It was the week, it was the 21st. It was the previous Friday to last. And at the very end of the show, our general manager, Ron, comes in and says, MJ, let me let me see you in the office after the show. I'm like, all right, well. So I roll down to Ron, the general manager's office after the show on Friday the 21st, and he just flat out says, Froggy's contract is up at the end of the month, and we're not renewing the contract. I'm like, what the bleep are you talking about? I'm like, say what?
Hold on.
Who's this? We're a team. It's the MJ Morning Show with Fester and Froggy and now Roxanne. What do you mean you're letting Froggy go? The complication was, well, there were many. Froggy was leaving on vacation on the 21st for a week, and they wanted to call Froggy that afternoon and let him know that it was done. Have a nice vacation. You're not coming back.
Over the phone.
And I said, over my dead body.
Yeah.
I said, that's not going to happen. I said, no, let's put the brakes on this. This is unacceptable to me. There are some, other little things that are, I don't need to go into too much minutia. But let me tell you right now that I fought like hell, and I worked all last week to get the company to change their mind. Folks, it's budget cuts. This is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
The state of radio. You look at all of the radio companies. You look at all the people that have been laid off from iHeart, from Cox Media, from Odyssey, which we don't have that company in this market, but they're the second largest, and Cumulus. You look at the radio industry is not the healthiest these days. But still, when it hits home and they want to jettison one of the members of our show, it's very freaking difficult.
Yeah.
And it's angering because we were a team, we are a team, and it really pisses me off that due to budget cuts, Froggy was being let go. I feel violated. I wasn't consulted. It was like a decision was made. Here's the edict. That bothers me. I'm laying this out, folks. I'm letting you know exactly what's going on. I've always said that this business is a tough business. And hey, this might torque somebody off. I might be gone tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah.
You say that all the time.
I do.
Any of us are dispendable at any time, and we're fully aware that's the entertainment business. That's radio. It's not. That's the practical thought process.
They make such a big deal about these contracts. These contracts are essentially written on toilet paper.
I worked all last week to retain Froggy, to change things. Let me tell you what I did. I put my money where my effing mouth is, and I offered to cover his salary out of my pocket.
Why can't we do that?
Yeah, well, that would be a budget cut, right?
That's what I want to know. So I offered to cover Froggy's salary, take it out of my money, and I'm making a fraction here of what I used to make. I'm thankful for the kick-ass radio years that I had and the pile of money I made from Clear Channel and iHeart.
Let's get back to Froggy.
All right. But I offered to cover Froggy's salary, and apparently that there are employment issues, and that couldn't be done. But I want people...
That's wonderful that you did that.
Because some people are, like, on some of the comments on social are like, MJ, why didn't you cough up them? I tried to cover, take the money from me to cover Froggy, and apparently accounting-wise, I don't know whether it's carrying costs or just they need a body count for, I don't know.
They just weren't interested in that.
That went nowhere, but I was going to cough up Froggy's entire salary out of what I'm making, and that was a no-go. That was no fly for some strange reason.
Fester, I want to hear what you have to say, but I have a good Froggy story. You want to hear it?
Well, he's not dead.
I know, but he's not here to speak for himself.
Facts.
Yeah.
We loved having Froggy. A lot of the listeners love Froggy. I was told the decision was already made. So here we are, missing a valuable and essential member of the MJ Morning Show. And that's where things are as we stand. That is the Froggy situation. Listen, I have to accept the fact that it doesn't say MJ on the building. It doesn't say MJ Broadcasting on the building.
No.
It says Beasley.
Yeah, we work for a company.
Yeah, I work for a company.
Yeah.
So Fester, you like to say something quite often, and it's two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
And so the one part of this that is true, the practical side of it is that this happens quite often.
Yeah.
This was a budget cut. This wasn't a knock on what he does, how well he performs. and it happens, and Froggy has a lot going for him.
Okay.
Right? That's the practical side of things.
Listen, the good news is Froggy and his family are not going to starve. Froggy took over his father-in-law's shelving business, and the thing is kicking butt. The business is doing extremely well. However,
he loves what he does.
That's some boring ass crap, all right?
Well, whether it's boring or not, he loves performing.
This was a release. This was a creative release because, listen, how exciting is writing up shelving orders? I mean, granted, he's making great money, but, this was entertainment. This was fun for him, and I feel awful about that. But like I said, it says Beasley on the building. I don't get to make all the employment decisions around here. Even those that affect the MJ Morning Show. I thought I had that covered, but that's a different deal. Whether I want to fight that battle.
So, I'd like to share a funny Froggy story.
Hang on a second. Let me finish. Let me be 100% honest. The whole situation sucks.
Yes.
This whole situation sucks, and
everything about it sucks.
I hope, and this is very important, folks. I hope at some point in the future we can bring Froggy back.
Good. Because
I was told that if things get better, that Froggy is rehireable. He's not. Some companies get rid of people, some companies get rid of people, and they are on the no rehire list. Froggy is not on the no rehire list. Froggy can be rehired, and I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, I don't even know if he'd want to come back, but I'm going to work every single day to bring new business to this show. Listen, the advertisers that advertise on the MJ Morning Show get remarkable results. All of our sponsors, and I've got the most live endorsements of any morning show talent in the entire market because they work. So I'm going to try to bring in even more business to try to say, listen, I just brought in XXX. Can I please hire Froggy back? Folks, this had nothing to do with me. And anyone that wants to say, well, MJ, you didn't try. I tried.
You tried.
I mean, I tried to peel money out of my own freaking paycheck to keep Froggy.
There's no ill will here toward Froggy. He did nothing wrong. He's a victim in all of this. He just got caught up in the bureaucracy of a business.
So I'm going to work like hell to bring Froggy back. But right now, guess what? The show has to go on.
Of course.
My job right now is to continue this show. It's me, MJ. It's Fester. It's Roxanne. It's Andrew, the producer. And we're going to continue doing what we do best, and that is great, engaging morning radio, and that's not going to change. Can I try to get Froggy to call in? Can I try to get Froggy to come in and make appearances while I work on getting him reinstated?
We would love that.
Absolutely, I would love that. And I'm going to try. I want to give Froggy some breathing room right now, but I'm going to try like hell to bring him back to the show. And that's the story. That's the truth. So I know there was a lot of commentary on social media, on the MJ fan page. Why didn't MJ step up? I did step up. I stepped up to the point where I was thinking about just walking the hell out of here because I felt violated. Yes, Roxanne.
Okay. So first thing, I want to say thank you for what you're doing. Thank you, MJ. I appreciate that. And that makes me feel a lot better. And Beasley, by the way, for people wouldn't realize this, but there are a lot of people who get rehired here. And it makes me feel good about the company when I see people walking up and down the halls who got cut and then they welcome them back. And that makes me feel great.
Listen, this is the first real speed bump I've had with this company. I've been here for 4 years, and I've been happy with this company. I've been happy with the Beasley Media Group. It's a smaller company, but listen, it's not immune from some of the economic pressures that have affected radio and television.
It's just a fact of business.
The revenue in radio and television are nowhere near what it used to be. I'll tell you right now, when we were doing the MJ Morning Show over on FLZ, FLZ was doing like 17, 18, 19 million a year in revenue. And it's a fraction of that. It's nowhere near. So the pressures are on. And I'm going to do whatever I can to bring the most revenue into this company to try to get Froggy back.
So yesterday when I found out, I was on my flight back from Europe, and I find out I'm on social media, and so then I start watching Friends, right? The sitcom for the 10-hour flight. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like crying. And Doug's like, "Oh my gosh, Roxanne, are you sad?" He knows I didn't like that, Chandler passed. He thinks I'm crying about Chandler. I'm like, no, it's just a moment in time for these people working together. It was really special. They had great chemistry, and it's beautiful, And so I, of course, was thinking about that situation. So hopefully I got all my tears out, but I hear my voice going, so maybe not. But I'm going to try not to cry and tell you this about Froggy. I didn't like Froggy for the first year that I worked with him. And we all know why. We all know the behind the scenes. It was a misunderstanding. And eventually, I tried not to like him, and I tried not to like him. And he was so he endears himself so much to you, and he's so funny and so witty. And I just got tired of not liking him because he's funny. He's funny, and it just got exhausting. Right? No, I have to finish this. This is beautiful, and he deserves this. And so I was like, I give up. I can't not like this guy. He's hilarious.
All right.
So this is the kind of stuff that he does for you. I did a bit or I did whatever, and afterwards I'm like, oh, that sucked. How embarrassing. He said, Roxanne, I'm the most embarrassing person. Don't worry about it. You did great. And just gives you the kind of encouragement that you guys may not even be aware of what he does for me in that regard. And the last 3 years, I've been through a lot personally. I've had 3 people close to me pass. There have been a lot of ups and downs in this room, on air, off air. Anytime I'm been out of shape, anytime. Froggy doesn't say anything. He walks out the door. He takes his breaks, whatever. But he will always text me, "You okay? You okay?" And usually I'm like, "I'm fine." He's like, "All right, you got this." Or I'll say, "No, I'm pissed." Da, 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 da. And he hits me back, "I'm sorry."
And it's not a eulogy.
No, it's not. But listen, people are interested in what I have to say. By the way, So but he's not here, and I say, he hits me back and says, I'm sorry. So what I said to him yesterday, same thing. I said, "You okay?" He's like, "No, this sucks."
Yeah.
I said, "I'm sorry." It's my turn to do that, and it's my turn to say what he is beyond that character that we paint him as, and he's much more than that.
We don't paint. He does his own painting.
He's a character on the show.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of jokers.
I fully agree. Let me grab some calls on this. Listen, I'm not going to dwell. I got a lot more stuff to do here. We owed you, the audience, an explanation. I think we've done it, and then some. If you'd like to call in, if you got a comment, a question, I'll grab a couple of calls. This is not going to be a 15, 20-minute call segment. I'll take a couple of calls on this. Listen,
it could be.
I could probably take calls for the rest of the show on this.
Today's a big, weird freaking day.
It
and
is.
how we feel is how the audience feels, so we have to share that with them.
800-990-1047. If you have any comments, if you have any observations now that you know the whole story. And I know there were some angry people that hit me up on email, and some people were blaming me. It's like, this is not my fault. I did everything. I mean, how many coworkers offer to give up money out of their salary to cover Froggy if it's budget cuts? I don't know anyone that does that. I was going to take the money out of my salary, and they wouldn't go for that.
I don't understand why that wasn't a legitimate option.
800-990-1047, 800-990-1047. I have no idea what kind of blowback there's going to be for me opening up the door on this. I have no idea if I'm going to get called in and talked about and don't air dirty laundry.
You're telling the truth.
I got to tell the truth. That's what it comes down to. I owe you, the listener, the truth always.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing. Let me grab Jason. Jason, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Welcome.
Good morning. First of all, I want to say I am very thankful and grateful for you, Fester and Roxanne. And I just want to say, Froggy, he was so funny. I really enjoy him, and I really enjoy some Hal Herman stories and news. And
well, maybe I'm going to try to bring Hal Herman back, and maybe have Froggy pop in occasionally. Listen, it's up to him. he might be, unwilling. He might be angry at the way things transpired. I would be. But I'm happy to have Froggy back doing Hal Herman occasionally as a guest. Hey, I'll pay him out of my pocket to make appearances on the show every couple of weeks or something.
I will mail some money in.
All right, send money to me. Send it right now to MJ, and I'll make sure he gets it. Jason, thanks for the call.
Let's start the telethon.
I appreciate it.
MJ, he's always welcome back.
Yeah,
he's always welcome to pop in. He's always a welcome guest and friend.
Rebecca's next on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Rebecca, Northport.
Hello.
Yep.
Hi. Just wanted to let you know I read the news last night on the Facebook group page, and it was devastating. I just thought it was a joke because you guys always do jokes like that. But when it got to this morning and it was true, I just wanted to let you know I've been listening to you guys since I had my first son in 1995, and Froggy is one of the reasons I listen to this morning show.
Yep.
And I don't know why they decided on him.
It's one of the reasons I listen. In fact, I'm thinking about stopping listening right now. No, I'm kidding. Listen, the show will go on. And again, I hope to bring Froggy back, Rebecca.
It will not be the same, and I don't know if I'll continue listening.
Well, why wouldn't you continue listening? I mean, Froggy was out all last week on vacation. We had a great, show. Froggy, he has his little health issues. I mean, the show goes on. We're going to do a great, entertaining show. And listen, I'm going to try to get him back. But to say, hey, I don't know if I'm going to continue to listen, you're not going to find anything better out there. Let's just be honest.
Well, the reason I listen to you guys is to laugh and to get.
Yeah, but you'll still, Rebecca, I'm telling you, you'll still be able to laugh. And listen, I don't know what the ultimate fallout and repercussions are going to be, but Rebecca, I'm going to tell you, just keep listening and you'll be entertained, okay? I promise.
Yep.
Thank you, Rebecca. Let me grab Amy and Brandon. Amy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, MJ, listen, you can't break up the MJ family. You can't. That's simply not possible.
Well, I thought that was the case, but again, my name is not on the building.
Listen, we want Beasley's group's contact information. I think we all should get together and start contacting who's responsible for this incredible tragedy.
All right, hold on. I appreciate that sentiment, Amy, but it's not that somebody's responsible for a tragedy. We work for a big company that makes executive level decisions, and a lot of those decisions have to do with budget and personnel.
Guess what? Steven Stamkos was allowed to walk from the Lightning yesterday. I mean, talk about a terrible day in Tampa Bay. Steven Stamkos gone, and Froggy's gone from the MJ Morning Show.
MJ Morning Show is much more important than Steve. I'm sorry, I love Steven Stamkos.
No, I agree. The MJ Morning Show is far more important than the Tampa Bay Lightning. I fully agree with that.
Yeah, but
I do.
You have a lot of pull, and you have a lot of marketing, and
the point is we don't have a lot of marketing. That's we need more marketing because it's still remarkable the number of people that don't know that the MJ Morning Show is back on Q105 on 104.7 FM. We don't, and that's part of the problem is that the radio business, the TV business, there's not the same revenue, so we don't have the same marketing dollars to spend to let people know that the MJ Morning Show is back. Amy, thanks for the call from the bottom of my heart. Let me grab Dale in Tampa. Dale, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi. Hey, Ryan, I'm going to cut it off after these batch of calls because this will go on all day and we got a show to do. Dale, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, MJ. Been listening to you since the MJ BJ days.
Hey, listen, you know what? Speaking of the MJ and BJ days, BJ had a substance abuse problem. BJ left the program. Clear Channel fired BJ back in 2001. BJ has discussed this on the show. We had BJ on years later to discuss his implosion. We were the MJ and BJ Morning Show, one of the hands-down most successful morning shows in the history of Tampa Bay radio. And BJ had a cocaine and an alcohol problem, and the company fired him after years of trying to get him fixed. And they fired him in 2001, and then we rebranded as the MJ Morning Show. We went on to have the highest ratings and the highest revenue ever. So I know what it's like also to lose an important part of the show, but the point is the show has got to go on, Dale.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to point out, it seems to me big companies do this a lot. Why? And this has happened to me before, just after I got back from vacation. You know what I mean? It's always vacation, or it's in December or in Christmas time. They seem to do it at the wrong times. You know, that's the sad.
Yeah, right before the 4th of July. Can you imagine? Right before the 4th of July.
Independence Day. We're gonna.
Hey, MJ, I think
Thanks,
the calls,
Dale. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Listen, your comment is well taken. Thank you,
The
buddy.
lines are blowing up, and
Yeah.
I feel like these people need to be able to say what they want to say because this is a reflection of what everybody's been through this in some level. Somebody loses a job, you have to fire someone. You are the one who loses the job. People know what this is like, and it's not fun. So it's good for us to all talk about it.
Bill in Tampa. Bill, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hi. Bill in Tampa, you there?
It's Spring Hill, Bill.
Yeah, Spring Hill. I'm sorry, it says Tampa, but Spring Hill, Bill, go ahead.
Okay, it brought to mind the song that they used to play, Video Killed the Radio Star. I don't know who sang it.
I'm going to call you Boomhauer. Do you mind if I call you Boomhauer instead of Bill?
Bill.
Oh, I don't care.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of Video Killed the Radio Star. The radio did just fine after video.
That song's been out a long time. It's really not that true.
It's the Buggles from like 1981 or 1982. Bill, thank you for the call, man. Always great to hear from you. Gene in St. Pete. Gene, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi. Now I'm going to play devil's advocate, so you've got to hear me out.
All right.
They probably
Just don't put me to sleep.
No. They probably got rid of him because you're moving into a new studio. He has ruined your old studio by breaking tables, chairs, walls, floors, and he swears and he talks about the male parts. I don't think that they will let him even come in as a guest unless.
I'll tell you what, Gene, listen, I don't know if that's the real cause, but I know that there were some pissed off folks that Froggy stained the carpeting horrifically in the hallway just outside of the studio. So.
And the walls, and he broke chairs and everything. But let me finish.
Yeah, he entertains us that
Well,
way.
I also, but this room is a disaster, and we knew we were moving, and I pretty much told Froggy that if we ever get the new studio, and they have ordered the equipment, I don't know when we're going to actually move into the new studio. I'll see it when I believe it.
Right.
But I kind of let Froggy know that the days of throwing and breaking stuff in the new studio are over. And, well, at this point, he's not going to even make it to the new studio.
Okay, but I bet you they would let him back if whatever he breaks in the new studio, okay, that he pays for out of his own pocket.
Gene, we'll start a GoFundMe if that works out. Okay, Gene.
Listen, or that he has to be restrained. He's got to be put in a straitjacket with a spit mask on, like in an episode of Cops or something.
I wouldn't even let you move into the new studio if he was there.
He could be here if he's hogtied, like in the back of a cop car.
With that cheap attitude, Gene, you have a career as an executive here at Beasley.
Gene, I appreciate the call, Gene. Thank you, Gene.
All right.
Have a great. Two more, and that's it. Jesus is next on the MJ Morning Show. Jesus, go ahead. Two more calls, and then I got to move on. Go ahead, Jesus.
Good morning, guys. Listen, MJ, when I started listening to the MJ Morning Show back around 1999, I got into radio because of the MJ Morning Show, and it was all because of all of you guys. You, Fester, Froggy, back then Meredith, and everybody there. And I thought Froggy is a big part of the MJ Morning Show. I took some of his stunts after you guys went off the air, putting it out there when I got my own show in the WBRD 1420 in Ellington, and then went to Texas out in
I used to prank the buy-seller trade show. Remember that? Do you remember? Oh, WBRT, BRD. That was like a J-Core. That was a Clear Channel, and there was a guy that used to do buy-seller trade, like
Swap Shop Radio.
It was Swap Shop Radio, and it was like 10 a.m. right when we got off the air. This guy did Swap Shop Radio. I used to call down there and prank the show and talk about, I would be selling and then finally they caught on, and Dave Reinhardt called me into the office and said, MJ, you got to stop calling the buy-seller trade swap show on WBRD, you got to stop. The general manager's not happy because I'd be saying, yeah, I'm selling a used toilet. It's still filled up with crap, you know. But I'm
flexible on the price.
Oh, thank God you've answered.
Oh, thank God you've answered. Hey, Jesus, thanks for calling in. Let me. Did you? Hey, Jesus, did you want to say one more thing?
I mean, yeah, I kind of know because from one day to the next, I got a call from. It was a regional Mexican radio station when I worked there. I got a call from one day to the next saying, "Hey, I no longer need you."
Yeah. All they said was adios.
Yeah, that's why I said you have one more thing, because on the screen it says that you've been fired from radio as well.
Yeah.
All right. Jesus, thanks for checking in, man. I always appreciate you calling and listening.
Thank you.
All right, one last call on this. Ryan, just thank everyone for calling in, but I got to move on. James in Tampa. James, you have the final say, at least today, here on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Going well. Go ahead.
This just shows how out of tune they are, and I'm being very respectful. It's like we would definitely rather Roxanne, you, and Froggy before, Fester. Fester's great, but,
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah,
you would have rather they fired Fester? Well, technically it was a non-contract renewal is what it was.
Listen, if you took a poll, most definitely we would definitely love the Hal Herman and everything. I mean, granted,
This is awkward.
I
So
completely
you would rather them have canned Fester?
I don't believe it's awkward. I don't believe it's awkward. I just believe Fester's like, we love Roxanne, even though we hardly get to let her speak or hear her because she's cut off so much.
Right.
I get it, guys,
happens.
whatever. It happens a lot.
Right.
Kudos to you. But Fester is like your yes guy, like your Robin to Batman. You can say the sky's purple. Fester's like, yep, it's purple.
All right, you
It's
obviously.
purple.
All right,
No,
listen,
it's blue.
James.
And again, I'm trying to be very respectful.
James,
know
I wish they would have fired me too. Okay, listen, we're all on the same page.
But
James, why don't you apply for the program director job here at Q105?
No, I just think really respectfully, if you really took a poll, what three? People would definitely say, let's keep Hal, of course. And Dave, and we love the female aspect when she does get her 30 seconds to speak without being cut off. But yeah,
We don't want any eulogies around here, James, right?
Well, he is still
James,
alive.
exactly, right?
James,
You heard
James,
that.
James,
if I may, even when she was speaking,
James, listen, I've let you speak enough. I don't want anyone to go. I really don't want you to. I don't want to hear that you'd rather see Fester go. That's not really what where I want to go.
The
with
truth
this.
of the matter is, I'd rather see myself go because Fester and Froggy, the way they play off each other with their all their characters that they create. There's nothing, I can't bring that. I can't bring the Hal. I bring my own thing. But you guys are amazing. You've been together forever. I have still in the room guilt right now myself because it's hard to pick favorites, and I know or not pick favorites, but pick the one who has to go. It just sucks.
We all do something different around here. We all do something different. Roxanne
I'm
does something
playing
different.
this music in memory of Hal Herman.
Look.
Hal Herman is on your side. Your side.
Well, not right now, but hopefully I can bring Hal Herman back in short order.
The long and the short of it, the whole situation sucks.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
The whole thing.
Well, I'm still good friends with Froggy and Kim. So
Thank you.
None of that changes.
And so
Glad you added that.
Yes.
Hold on. None of that changes.
Exactly.
The whole situation sucks. We're going to do the best show we can do every day with the situation that we're given.
Do you know how much a single Diet Coke, like a 20-ounce bottle of Diet Coke, costs at Six Flags?
Hold on a second.
How much does a 20-ounce bottle,
the plastic bottle with the twist lid?
A 20-ounce bottle, yes, a plastic 20-ounce bottle of Diet Coke. How much you think that costs at Six Flags?
$4.50.
Oh, no. Let's keep going.
$5.25.
No.
$6.
No. Keep going.
These are the same sodas you can buy for like $1 at the store?
Yeah, like, I don't know. What do these 20 ounces cost at like Circle K or
maybe $2?
7-Eleven or Wawa?
What was it?
$1.89, whatever it is. The 20 ounce, Coke or Pepsi.
$7.50?
Nope.
How much?
$9.
Oh my God.
This guy, I saw a social media post last night, and this guy showed his receipt at a Six Flags amusement park, A single Diet Coke, $9. Now, at Disney, apparently they're $5.25. All right, that's still expensive, but all right, $5.25. All right, that's more tolerable. $9? That is absolute insanity. And this dude is holding up the receipt. The Diet Coke at Six Flags was $9.35, and he holds up the receipt to show it. That is insane.
Yeah, that's really out there on
It
price.
really is.
I mean, I've been to stadiums before where like a pizza was like $50.
Listen.
And I understand the elevated prices of these places.
And listen, you go to a concert, you know, what a beer costs at a concert or what a beer costs at a ball game. You know, all the food and beverages are inflated at the stadiums, the auditoriums, etc. But $9 for a 20-ounce bottle of Diet Coke is that's usurious. That's abuse.
How do they get away with that?
Listen, people ought to just stop buying that. I haven't been to a Six Flags in a very, very long time. And with $9 Cokes, not interested in that. Hey, there's a woman locally, and folks, you're listening to the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Feel free to let everyone know about the MJ Morning Show, and you're not going to get better quality entertainment than what you get here consistently every single morning. And no one does an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop content like we're doing right now. Every morning at about 7:25 or so, we start for an hour and 20 minutes with no interruptions, no commercials, no music, for over an hour and 20 minutes, and that's what we're in the middle of right now at 8:28 in the morning. Local item here, got a 45-year-old woman named Rebecca Fleming. Rebecca Fleming is in trouble. Apparently, Rebecca Fleming was caught with a large magnet that she purchased on Amazon to rip off items from the Burlington Coat Factory. So she's got some kind of scheme.
How'd the magnet work?
Well, yeah.
I know how she did it.
Yeah, she's apparently using the magnet to take some of the tags off.
Remove the tags with that, yeah.
The cops didn't reveal exactly what the method is. I don't think that they want to like encourage others or give people a playbook. But she was, I'll give you the story. 45-year-old Rebecca Fleming, according to Clearwater Police and the police affidavit, used a large magnet to steal items, including handbags and clothes from the Burlington Coat Factory. And they arrested her late last week. So she was pulled over initially for a traffic stop and a warrant that was active out of Oklahoma. So it sounds to me, and I've done tons of ride-alongs as a honorary Hillsborough County deputy sheriff for many, many years in the honorary program. I've been on 100, 200 ride. I can't even keep track of how many ride-alongs. And officers will just run plates. You're sitting at a traffic light, you run a plate. You see if the driver has a valid license. You see if there are any wants or warrants out. So looks like Clearwater Police just ran the woman's plate, and it comes back that the driver has a warrant out of Oklahoma. And then she gets pulled over, and during the investigation at the scene, police found items inside her car that still had the sensors on.
What the magnet does, MJ, is it deactivates the sensor. It's such a high-powered magnet. It
fries it?
Yeah.
Essentially, or demagnetizes it.
You could walk out without the beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
So that's what she would do. She would load up with purses. There's no security tags on any of them because of this high-powered magnet, and then she'd resell them.
You ever ended up with one of those at home? Like somehow they forgot to take it off, and then somehow you got through the exit, and it was still in your clothes? And then you have to take it back and have them remove it, or you have to go get the pliers and do it yourself.
It's funny you say that because I made a little note on the story to tell a story about that. So, Fester, you're saying she used the magnet
to deactivate
the tag so she could walk through without the machine going.
or she'd have the wire cutter or something just cut the tag off.
It's funny you bring that up, Roxanne, because I'm trying to remember what it was, but I ended up, Michelle would probably remember, I ended up with some clothing item where they did not remove the tag. And I'm like, oh, man, and I needed it. And it was the Sensormatic, I think. It's that rectangular plastic, and it kind of has that button on it. It has the little little raised button. It looks like a gumdrop or something, and they're white or tan, and they have the machine that pulls that. It's like a pin that goes in.
Yeah.
And they have a machine that obviously removes those. And I ended up with an item where it was still attached, and it was like totally inconvenient to get back to that place to have it removed. And I legitimately bought it. I didn't like shoplift it. I didn't steal it. I mean, I bought it. And I don't want to give too much away here, but I Googled how to get those things off.
Yeah, that's not giving too much away. I mean, YouTube probably has 100 videos on how to get security tags off.
Yeah, well, I Googled it, and then it told me to grab a wire. I had to make a wire, and it showed the certain shape, and I was able to remove it.
Just the MacGyver of marshals over here.
Oh, Michelle, Michelle just sent me a text. It was my mom took Chloe shopping up in New York City, and they didn't remove the tag.
Mom stole it?
That's what it was. No,
Mom is badass.
No, my mom, my mother.
She
Chloe,
sees everybody else walking out, and she's like, I'm taking it too. I'm not going to pay for it.
My mother, Chloe's grandma, paid for the item. They didn't remove the tag, and it was just a hassle to go back. And I just did a quick little search on how to remove that tag, and sure enough, I fashioned this little wire device, like little needle nose pliers, and sure enough, boom. I'm an expert on those things now. In fact, I still think I have the tag and my device. I was like, I've been watching TV, and I was just like locking it and opening it, locking it. I was like, it was like my little fiddlestick. I was just playing with it for a couple of months. Yeah. Michelle's like, put that thing down. It's like I was Rain Man or something with this damn thing. Anyway, so this woman was pulled over. They have all this clothing in her car that they spot. It's got the sensor tag still on it. And then she confessed that she was using the magnet before removing the security tags. So what she did, I think Fester's right, she desensitized the device that would activate the alarm, but she would leave the tags on, and it didn't matter. The tags were on. It didn't trip the alarm when she was exiting, and then she would take it home and probably, remove the tags probably the way that I did, legitimately, for a paid-for item, not a pilfered and ripped-off item. And apparently this is not an uncommon shoplifting tactic. This happens quite a bit. Let's see. Stephen Warrior, CEO and president of Warden Protection Services, said this happens all the time. They steal these items, they go down to a local park, and they sell those items because they have value, or they go to a pawn shop and get cash for these items. This is an entire industry that exists inside not just the state of Florida, but across the country.
I mean, they'd have no way of knowing if it was stolen. It's not like a gun that has a serial number or something.
Yep.
At a pawn shop.
Apparently, the magnet that she used is for sale on Amazon for $27.99.
Is it like a fishing magnet?
It's apparently a high-powered magnet. It's a magnet specifically used to remove security tags, but I don't know that a magnet would have removed the tag. It might have desensitized the tag. But listen, it takes all types. Yeah, she was just tooling down the road in Clearwater. She gets pulled over because her license plate gets run. She's got a warrant. They discover all the crap. It unfolded her whole magnet shoplifting scheme. Again, hey, folks, as you're driving down the road right now, if you're on, I don't know, Brandon Boulevard, you're on Belcher, you're on US 19, you're on 275, you're on I-75, you're on I-4 right now. Take a look at the car right next to you. Is that person a felon?
You never know.
You never know who's driving by.
Exactly. Does that person have wants and warrants right now? Do they have a criminal record? I mean, just look around you. I mean, you just don't know what the hell you're surrounded with. And there are a lot of goofbags and bad folks running around. Just take a look next to you. I mean, listen, where you work, do you know the history of some people at work? I bet you we could, we do a lot of spontaneous things on the show. I bet you I could say right now, let's go to phones and just ask listeners, tell us a secret that you finally found out about somebody you work with.
One of your coworkers.
Yeah. I mean, I think this could be great. Let's do it. Let's go.
Well, we know one secret that gets exposed a lot lately is people find out one of their coworkers is an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
worker.
something just like that.
All right, 800. Let's do it. What the hell?
Are you prepping us for something, Roxanne?
800-990-1047.
Yeah.
800-990-1047. If you are an individual that found out about a coworker, you might have worked with this person for 4, 5, 6 years, whatever, 10 years, and then you found out a secret. Tell us a secret that you found out about a coworker. Or I'll even expand it. Maybe it's a neighbor or it's somebody you know. Something you never, ever knew about someone, but I'm guessing there are tons of coworker stories out there, and you finally found out. What little secret were they hiding? What, shocking, oh, my God moment did you finally find out about somebody that you've known for years, worked next to, or worked with for years?
You just had no idea.
No idea, and then suddenly you find out. 800, come on, tell us some stories here. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What little dirty secret did you find out? And if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. I'm trying to think, Fester, going back to, some of our, years together, did we ever find out about anybody?
I mean, we never worked with a serial killer, which I find amazing because I can think of half a dozen people I would have pegged for a serial killer.
Did we ever find out about anyone, any secret story that they once had? I'm trying to think over the years. I'm sure there've been a few.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what overly salacious story that came out about.
All right, let's hit phones. 800-990-1047. I know there got to be some good stories out there. You work with somebody and then you had no idea about something that they did or some little history situation that they had, and then it finally comes out. 800-990-1047 is how you get on. Dave in Lutz. Hey, Dave, you got a story for us?
Yeah, I do. So several years ago, we were Googling my boss, who was the nicest guy in the world, because we were looking for a funny picture. We were kind of pulling a prank. Well, come to find out, he, several years prior, was suspected of murdering his wife.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was even there's a show kind of like Dateline, 48 Hours. They did a whole hour-long special about him.
Well, hang on a minute. There was you guys didn't know that
he was on a Dateline special?
No, 48 Hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dateline was NBC, and then 48 Hours is CBS.
CBS.
All right. So there was an hour special, and nobody knew about that from the special?
The company didn't even know about it. We found it, and then we showed our immediate boss, and he ended up bringing it to HR. It turned into this whole ordeal. But he ended up, they couldn't bring charges against him because they didn't have enough evidence.
So he was suspected of killing his wife. And Dave, where was this job? Was it in town?
No, it was back when I worked up in North Dakota. It was in Fargo, and he lived in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And,
did it involve a wood chipper by any chance?
It didn't.
Did the wife get thrown into a wood chipper? Yeah.
It was this weird thing where he allegedly there was a shotgun rigged through a wall, and you pulled the wire to pull the trigger.
Like a booby trap.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing, and I don't know. He was found guilty in civil court. His kids' grandparents, the mom's parents, took him to court and he was found guilty civilly. Kind of like an OJ.
Oh, yeah. So he had a civil judgment against him, but he was never criminally convicted. So they suspected him of killing her, but they could never prove it in a court of law.
Exactly.
Wow. Hey, listen, I love your Fargo, North Dakota accent. Can you do me a favor and give me a yeah?
Oh, yeah, you betcha.
Oh, that's great. Hey, I saw that. I add that to the sound wall.
Thank you, Dave.
I love it. Thank you, Dave. Have a good one.
You too.
Oh, yeah, you betcha.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
don't you know?
It's like, it's like, what's her face? One of the, God, what's her name? The actress that's married to the movie guys. The Coen brothers. What's her? McDormand, Frances McDormand. Yeah, don't you know? Let me grab. That opens up a line, by the way. If you ever found out about some secret, some mystery, you never knew it about a coworker, a friend, and then you finally found out something from their past, let us know. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Robert out in Plant City. Robert, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Thanks a lot. Love the show, and I hope Froggy comes back.
Yep.
So I was working at a credit card company. I'm not going to say the company. We have the where your customer service and blah, blah, blah. So guy I hung out with, good friend of mine, go to his house all the time, hang out, watch games and stuff like that. One day, all of a sudden, in comes ATF, DEA, and FBI, and escorts him out. And what the heck? They're taking computers and stuff and telling everybody, do not do that. It happened to be that he was embezzling money from the company through home and the work computer. It was just crazy.
Wow. And then do you know how long the embezzlement was going on before the feds raided the place?
Nope, just really nice guy. Hung out with, great. Everybody loved him, great guy and all stuff like that.
And they hauled him away in handcuffs right in front of the whole office?
Right in front of everybody. They just came in, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, sir, blah, blah, blah. You have the right to remain silent, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
we get it. We get it.
Thanks for catching yourself. All right, so I didn't have to hit the dump button. So, and he never came back, right?
Oh, no, he was in prison.
All right, so I was going to say, was he convicted and he went to...
Yeah, I would say this happened like 15 years ago.
And is he still in prison?
I do not know. Lost all contact with him.
How much money did he rip off from the company? Was that ever disclosed?
I'm sure it was nationally. It was a big thing. They didn't just come up there with three guys.
Wow. And where was this? Where did it happen?
This was Tampa, Florida.
It was. What was the name of the company?
There was a company. I can't say that. I'm not going to say it.
Why not? Hold on a minute. Hold on. Robert, do you still work there?
No.
All right, so why not? What company was it?
Okay, Citibank.
Okay. All right, Citibank's a pretty big company. You're right.
Was it? Didn't Citibank have an office like off of Memorial?
Memorial and Independence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there in Sable Palms. That's where
in Sable Palms. All right, gotcha. Wow.
The customer service.
So the FBI came in with their blue jackets with like the FBI on the back.
They had the jackets on with FBI on it. ATF was there.
Yeah, wow. Hey, Robert, thank you, buddy. Have a great day. Let me grab one more on this. Maybe two more. The phones are loaded, but I'm also against the clock here. So secrets that you found out about coworkers, or just shocked to death about some kind of little secret life they've got going on, or something to that effect. Michelle in Temple Terrace. Hey, Michelle, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, yeah, I worked maybe about 13, 14 years ago at a Hyatt in downtown Greenville, and we had somebody that had come in that just moved from Chicago, and she was a little strange per se, but anyway, somebody went out with her and got drunk with her a couple of weeks after her working, and found out she used to be a porn star.
Whoa.
So we didn't know how much truth was it, because she was a little bit strange. But we found the movies from the 90s. She was in a series of movies called Big Boob Bangaroo. And
hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Well, hold on a minute. The name of the series was what?
Big Boob Bangaroo.
Big Boob Bangaroo?
Yeah. And so we saw her face on there. And needless to say, the cover pictures to the movies were, needless to say, very tasteless, unless you prefer that type of stuff. But yeah, it gave us a good laugh, needless to say, at parties later that we had all with our gang that worked at the bar.
Did you ever confront her about being on Big Boob Bangaroo?
I don't remember if we did. I think we just kept that in our pocket. The guy that found out about it.
Oh
was
no,
just one
Fester is on. How's that not blocked? I thought we had all this stuff blocked.
No. Okay, so I have a very important question, Michelle. Was it Big Boo Bangaroo 4, Big Boo Bangaroo 7, or Big Boo Bangaroo 16?
I think she was in 1 through 4, and her initials were DF. She actually did not use a fake porn name. She used her own real name, which doesn't make sense to me at all.
Fester, don't lie. You just like saying that name. It is really fun to say.
And was she a good worker?
She was a good bartender. So, yeah. But, needless to say, that industry definitely comes with some strange people. Yeah. And she lived up to the caricature that she was.
Gotcha. All right, thanks. Thanks, Michelle. I appreciate it. Have a great one. Let me grab, the porn music in the background. That made the phone call. Luis in Riverview. Luis, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. Kudos to everybody there. And Froggy, hope he comes back soon.
Yep, that's the
Were you
the
gonna
hope.
say, may he rest in peace, Lewis?
So, yep. So shortly after 9/11, let's say security became Homeland Security back in JFK when I first started out, and Terminal 7, which is United. Apparently, we have a briefing for security purposes, this and that. So we didn't come to find out a year later where one of the baggage guys, apparently we found out during the briefing and we saw the mugshot that one of the baggage guys, or I guess TSA, chopped up his girlfriend.
Oh my God!
And stuffed her in a
Wait, so this guy's trying to screen people or screen bags for safety?
Well, he wasn't at the checkpoint because he was probably baggage because we had two separate.
So he was screening bags, but he chopped up his girlfriend.
Yeah, we didn't come to find out in the morning briefing. We saw the picture and said, "Oh my God!"
So wait a minute, was he arrested?
Oh, apparently yes. There was an investigation going on, and I think they found.
And how long previously had he chopped up his girlfriend?
We're going back to like shortly after 9/11.
But how long? How long? The question is, how long before it was discovered that he chopped up his girlfriend?
Probably by the week, because she was found missing.
Oh, okay, all right. So it was fairly recent. He was doing security screening, and if it was just after 9/11, that was what year? Because that must have been a little before the TSA, actually.
No. This was after.
So the TSA was already established.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I got you.
It was about a year after. Yeah.
That's great.
So I want to say 2003.
Can you imagine they go through your bags or they're screening you at checkpoints and you got a TSA guy that chopped up his girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't come to find out yet because he was calling out from work.
That's,
apparently he was being investigated.
That's great. Thank you. But Luis, have a great day, buddy.
You as well, man. You as well.
All right, let me grab Sam in Tampa. I told you the phones would explode on this. Sam, you're on the MJ Morning Show. If you're just tuning in, we're just talking about discovering a secret about a coworker, a friend, a neighbor, something you never knew, and then suddenly the wall came crashing down with their dirty little secret on something they were involved with or something they did. And Sam, you're next. Go ahead.
So this was actually my uncle. He's retired post office, and he was work buddies with Summer of Sam, or son of Sam.
Okay, get the MJ, son of Sam.
Yeah,
that's your dad's buddy.
Yeah. So the worst of it is that they would speculate because they would have lunch together and they'd read the paper. And
all right, so let me your phone. Get a little closer to your phone, or take it off a speaker if you can. But
better?
That's better. So what you're saying is your uncle worked with David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, at the post office.
Yeah, they were work buddies, and then
and just so you, and he'll be able to confirm this. This was at the South Bronx post office.
Yeah.
Because I've told the story before. You're not going to believe this. My dad's factory was in the South Bronx, right off the Major Deegan, and that was their post office. And my dad used to go to the same post office. And I think the story was that he even had seen or talked with David Berkowitz. at some point. So my dad and his company used that exact post office where the son of Sam was. Thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, last one. Ryan, stop screaming.
Your dad probably hung out with Sam's uncle.
Yeah, maybe.
He bought stamps from him or something.
Justin in Orlando, last call on this. Hi, Justin. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning. This is about a neighbor in a well-known condominium complex in Central Florida.
And?
I didn't know the lady, but I would see her every week. She was about a 5 foot tall, real quiet, very nice Asian lady.
Yep.
And just seemed like a grandmother, really, really nice. Came back from church one evening. This is probably about 8 years ago, and there was about 5 police cars with their lights on, no sirens, whatever, and they had detectives walking around or whatever. I walked up to the police officer. I'm like, hey, can I get in my condo? He's like, yeah, give me a minute. And come to find out, they were casing her place for like a couple months. She had people coming and going for like 3, 4, 5 months. She's selling street drugs out of her condo.
Oh, great. I was going to say, you walked up to the cop and said,
What happened?
all right, buddy, thanks for the call. Look at that. All right, that's it. But, all kinds of little secret things. But, some good stories about coworkers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, this all started with, who are you next to? As you're driving down the road, are you driving next to like a felon? You're driving next to somebody that's got like felony warrants? You never know. The people you come in contact with. You're in, the supermarket. You're in the produce section looking for some carrots and some lettuce. Is the person right next to you some kind of a, felon, murderer? What secrets do they hold? You just don't know. At 8:53 at the MJ Morning Show, this comes to an end now, an hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. When we get back, believe it or not, there's more on the Tuah girl. You ready for the latest conspiracy theory on the Tuah girl? And guess which famous celebrity was seen partying with the Tuah girl? Oh, you don't know who the Tuah girl is? Come on, how do you not know who the Tuah girl is? Come on.
Tuah.
Yeah.
One move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that Tuah and spit on that thing.
All right, well, there you have it. Mom's proud of that. Anyway, new conspiracy theory regarding the Tuah girl and who she's partying with. Big celebrity. Fester, you're going to love this.
Mom should be proud of that.
Fester, you're going to have an opportunity coming up.
Fantastic.
That might be a tip. Might be a clue. Fester, you have an opportunity coming up regarding the...
One move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that Tuah.
The Tuah girl. All right, coming up in just a matter of moments. And what? I'm just looking at it. Oh, and then we're doing it. Michelle and I are doing this, and it is catching on. And it's happening more and more in the big cities where it was never this early, but there is a movement. And Michelle and I decided a while ago that we liked it actually better. A time for something. We like it better at this time versus that time.
Oh, God, it's sex.
What the? No, it's not. Well, maybe it is. All right. Well, for some, maybe. All right. I'll explain it all. Coming up in minutes right here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. So please stand by. The king. getting earlier and earlier. Michelle joins me in this activity. Any idea, Fester? Any idea, Roxanne? What?
I already made my idea. Sex.
No, I already said no. That wasn't it.
You said maybe. You said maybe.
No, I did not say maybe. Something and I. Welcome back, folks. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. And this is a trend that apparently is starting to catch on, and it is being recognized in a lot of big cities as well. But Michelle and I started doing this, and I don't think it's an age thing. I think it was more of a convenience thing, and we just like to do additional activities and not get too late. Any ideas? Any guesses? But it's becoming a trend, even at like some of the higher end, highfalutin fancy joints.
Well, it's got to be eating.
Yeah?
Yeah, are you talking about having an early dinner time?
Yep.
How the hell can you say it's not age-related?
I don't think it is, because we're up late. We're up until,
That's not the
midnight
point.
1. What's happening?
My grandfather was up till 2 a.m. every night watching the late movie, and they went to the early bird dinner.
I'm telling you right now that this is happening at even the trendiest of New York City restaurants. There is a trend of dining earlier. And the stigma of the whole early bird special, and you got to be, 82 years old to have dinner at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Now, it's going out the window. And you have a lot of trendy New York places. Some of the hottest places in New York City are seeing a trend with younger, earlier diners that are doing 5:30 and 6 p.m. reservations. And I got to be honest, Michelle and I moved in that direction a while ago. Instead of 7:30, 8 o'clock reservations, you go and have dinner at 6 p.m., you're still there till 8 p.m. You're still there for a couple hours.
But you still have several hours in the night.
And guess what? Get to go home, pop a great bottle of wine, open up, Ducru Bocayu, or open up Beau Castel, a wonderful Rhone, a great Chateauneuf de Pop.
We enjoyed an Arbor Mist the other night.
There you
go.
It
was fantastic.
And then you put on a great movie, and boom, maybe even a double. You got time for 2 movies sometimes. Get home at 8. I got an 8 to 10. I got a 10 to midnight. I got 2 movies. It's a double feature. Sometimes it's a double bottle of wine. Sometimes we'll pop 2 corks. Sometimes it's 3, but that's a whole different story. But
whoa.
See, and you say you don't drink a lot, but we
3
just caught you. You
movies.
just admitted it.
No, I
3 movies.
Yeah, I think you missed the point, but that's beside the point. All right. So, earlier. There's a big earlier trend with earlier dining. And again, some of the hottest spots in New York are seeing diners, and these are not older diners, moving toward 5:30 and 6 p.m. reservations. And I bet you it's happening here as well. Michelle and I have started doing it.
There's like that hour difference between having dinner at 5 and having dinner at 6 or 6:30, where the restaurant gets slammed packed.
Yeah, well, listen, 6:45, 7 o'clock, 7:15. I notice that if I'm sitting at a table at 6 and we're having dinner, it's really, if it's a Friday or Saturday night, that things start jamming up at about like 7:15. That's when, suddenly a bunch of tables were empty, and then you turn around and, whoa, and they're all filled up. So big new eating trend. It's this kind of early bird dining that it's not just for your decrepit uncle with a walker anymore.
Why don't you guys go play bingo afterwards or something?
Stop it.
It's not like I eat at Burns that often, but the couple times that I have recently, we always seem to get like a really early reservation, probably because that's the only times that you can get. And it's so funny to go in there and like have this long meal and then walk out and it's still daylight. And you're like, okay, I'm a wild chick here. It burns for 3 hours and I'm walking out and it's daylight.
But sometimes, Burns, if you do the dessert room, you could be at Burns for 4 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know if you're getting to Burns at 6.
No. I'm getting there at 4. I've had a Burns reservation. I've gotten there at 4
They're
before.
not open at 4.
Oh, I've been there at 4.
Well, they open special for you?
Yeah, for Roxanne, they
just
do.
for me. They did. Open the doors for me at 4.
They're not open at 4. They open at 5, I believe.
They're pretty early.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I was going to say, you get there at 6 and have 4-hour dinner. It's still daylight. You must be in Reykjavik. You must be in the. That's where you are. There is a ridiculous new theory floating around regarding. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Don't pay attention to this stuff. There are some idiots that believe that the girl is all part of a CIA psyops.
Operation Hawk.
Yeah, psychological operations. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, that's Haley Welch, the Tuah girl, who's this massive new meme. You know, she is like the new,
I like turtles.
but dirtier person.
No, it's completely different.
It is.
Other than both having something go viral, there's nothing similar between them.
It is completely different. I can say something really gross, but I won't. Now,
don't talk about turtles that way.
Yeah, okay. All right. Now, Welch obviously has gone viral. She's got her own merchandise out now. And this whole Hawk Tuah, the spit on that.
Light them boy block up like the 4th of July.
Hang on a minute. I hit that. I'm sorry. That's Julio Fulio.
Oh.
In memoriam. Sorry, wrong clip. I wanted to play this one.
One move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuah and spit on that thing. You get me?
Some people believe that it is a CIA planted clip, that it's some type of planted culture. It's a psychological operation on behalf of the government, and that there's no way that the Hawk Tuah girl got this kind of traction and meat going that quickly and organically.
It's the internet, man. Come on, where have these people been?
Listen to this. Everything they told you about the Hawk Tuah girl is a lie. She was never a preschool teacher. That's true. Where was I? This just happened. I was just with some people, and they're like, oh, yeah, her father's a preacher, and she's a preschool teacher. I'm like, nope, neither are correct. Both those are made up. Oh, really?
What does she do for work?
Yeah. I was I was at that the shooting range on Saturday, where a friend of mine won a silent auction for a day of shooting with a Navy SEAL, and like instruction from a Navy SEAL. And the Hawk Tuah girl came up, and that's like, yeah, her father's a preacher. I'm like, no, I'm sorry to tell you, that's not true. Yeah, she was fired from her preschool job. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that wasn't true either. Yeah. So the clip has gone viral, and now some people think that it is a CIA operation. It is not.
So I went to this website you might have heard of before called Google.
Yes.
And I typed in, what does Haley Welch do?
She works in a factory. I don't know what she makes, but she works in a factory.
She works in a spring factory.
What?
Okay. Addressing widespread misconceptions, she clarified that she's not a preschool teacher nor a pastor's daughter.
Yep.
Welch, in reality, works at a spring factory in her hometown of Belfast, Ireland. No, Belfast, Tennessee.
Belfast, Tennessee. Wait a minute. You're telling me springs as in... I guess they got to make springs somewhere. She works at really making, what, like springs for beds?
I don't know if it makes springs for machinery or cars or beds.
Well, there you go.
Enjoy your hot girl summer.
Yeah,
Haley. Good for you.
It's going to fade quickly.
We were talking all about her in Italy, too.
Well, the Italians are talking about the Hawk Tuah girl in Italy.
Yeah,
Where's the Pope at the Vatican talking about is the Pope going to invite her to the Hawk Tuah girl to the Vatican, the city, to kiss of the ring? The Pope.
I didn't make it to the Vatican, but I'm sure they were talking about
Come
it
here,
there.
spit on that thing. Spit on that ring. Go on. Got to spit on that ring. Yeah, got Hawk Tuah, spit on that ring.
Roxanne the Wild, Hawk Tuah, yes?
Oh, don't even talk like that, because it's making me sad. I want to go back. I told you I converted to Italian while I was there.
And anytime you want, you head on back. We'll support your travel ambitions.
So
you'll send me back? Will you do a GoFundMe so Roxanne can make multiple trips to Italy multiple times a year to my home country?
All right, that's the latest news on the Hawk Tuah girl. one other thing. Which major celebrity was seen partying with the Tuah girl in Nashville, Tennessee? Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Which celebrity? And Fester, I kind of dropped a couple of hints to you.
You did. So I'm going into my long bank of impressions.
Yeah, because what did I say? I said that you might be able to...
I might be able to get myself a Tuah from the Tuah girl.
And who are you impersonating right now?
Greatest basketball player of all time, not named Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal.
That's correct. Shaquille O'Neal partied with...
You Tuah girl.
Hey, Haley Welch, the Tuah girl, and she's pictured right next to Shaquille O'Neal. So from working probably a $10 an hour job at the Spring Factory in Belfast, Tennessee, now she's shoulder to shoulder with, they're sitting down with Shaq.
Tuah girl, I got a question for you.
Stop it. I don't think I want to know what this question is.
Who do you use for car insurance? For a great low rate you can get on time. Call the general and save some time. Well, I forgot it. Damn it.
Close.
Have you ever had a shakaroni pizza?
Hey, Tuah girl, you want to spit on a shakaroni?
I got a shakaroni. So listen. Yeah. So essentially, all right. She's a country bumpkin girl who works in a spring factory in her early 20s.
Yeah.
This is the best thing in her life. Where initially I was like, oh my gosh, this is never going to separate from her. Her life is ruined. She's always going to be Tuah girl. Mm-hmm. She's the queen of the county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is the most exciting thing. She's reached the pinnacle of her life at 23 years old.
Just by walking down a street in Nashville and talking to some internet question interviewer.
I hate to tell the Tuah girl that it is all downhill from here.
It'll never get better.
This is it. You're living the best life right now. This is it.
Have the best summer ever, Haley, because this is it.
And
This
guess
is
what?
it.
This stuff is hot, and then it is not. It is going to fall off a cliff. So heads up. Listen to this maniac. Clearly, we've got some mental issues here. From one of my favorite publications, The Village's News. I want to tell you about Michael Fleming.
This is the second.
We go from a Tuah to a Fleming.
I would like to introduce the Tuah girl to Michael Fleming. Yeah, two peas in a pod.
So this is the second Fleming story we've had today.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
The Fleming family.
No relation, I don't believe.
No.
A bank robbery suspect up in the Villages was arrested, handed the teller a note demanding money.
All right.
Got it. Michael Fleming up in the Villages hands the teller a note demanding money. Do you know how much he demanded on the note?
So he didn't say, give me all your cash?
No, he had a specific amount that he demanded. Guy walks into a bank, hands the teller a note demanding money, and what was the number? How much money?
I mean,
come on.
If you don't find it on sale, regular price for a pub sub is $9.99. Plus taxes, $10.70.
I'm not. What does the pub sub have to do with this?
What would he want the money for? He wanted to get some lunch. I only need $10.70. I get any pub sub I want.
Is that your answer?
I don't think I can get the chicken tender sub. I think that's a few dollars more. But the Italian is like $10.
How much did he ask for on the note?
$12. $12.
Oh man,
it's too high.
Oh yeah, he fell off the cliff. Yeah, the mountain climber. Fell off the cliff.
What do I, like $5?
No, that would also be too high. 1 cent.
So was he just trying to commit the crime? I mean,
clearly, if you look at this guy's mugshot, he ain't right. I'm going to hold this up to MJTV right now. That's Michael Fleming, who handed the teller a note demanding 1 cent. 1 penny. Yeah, Michael Patrick Fleming entered the Chase Bank on 441 in Lady Lake about 4 p.m. on Saturday, filled out a withdrawal slip for 1 cent. according to the arrest report, handed the note to a teller. The teller told Fleming that a 1-cent withdrawal wasn't possible. He then says, "So you want me to say the other word?" The teller was in fear, hit the trip switch, the bank robbery trip switch.
Let's get the cops down here.
Deputies fly to the bank. Fleming was still inside the building. He was taken into custody and transported to the sheriff's office in Pinellas Plaza in the Villages. Did not have a weapon. After an interview, Fleming, who has no criminal history, was arrested on a charge of robbery and booked into the Sumter County Detention Center on a $5,000 bond. Clearly, this guy's not playing with a full deck.
Why wouldn't the bank give him a penny? If I fill out the withdrawal slip, I want 1 penny out of my account that I have.
Just give him a penny. Get him out of your bank.
There you go, buddy. Your new balance is this. Less 1 cent.
Yeah, then you got all the cops showing up. You got crime tape all over the place, you know.
It doesn't even sound like he did anything other than, do you want me to say the other word?
No. Tell you right now, if you saw the guy's mugshot on MJTV, clearly the guy is in need of a checkup from the neck up. Got some issues. All right, 9:22 at the MJ Morning Show. The final chunk is next, including, you ready for the next use for Ozempic? Get out of here. Or Ozempic style. Guess the next market for Ozempic style weight loss medications. You're not going to believe this. Also, Jamie Foxx. I don't know if I believe this. Is he just having fun, or is this true? Jamie Foxx allegedly is revealing more about his medical episode where he just completely disappeared for a month or so.
I think it was longer than that.
Yeah, well, he was out of it. Apparently, he was in a coma or something for like 20 or 30 days. But Jamie Foxx is speaking. You're not going to believe what Jamie Foxx has said regarding what caused his insane medical problem. I don't think this makes sense, but anyway, I'll tell you what he's saying next. And then, Fester, I know you're a big Sam's guy. I mentioned this way earlier in the show, but I've got a Sam's story, and we got a Costco issue. It's Sam's versus Costco, and there's something that I found fascinating. There is something regarding changing. What the hell's that? Get your hands off the computer.
Pull your switch down.
All right. So Sam's versus Costco, or Costco versus Sam's. This is remarkable. A couple of things I want to get into next. So we got a loaded final segment, all minutes away here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. We got the fourth. It is 9:30 at the MJ Morning Show, the final segment here on a Tuesday. We shall do a show tomorrow, and then I'm thinking that a lot of people are going to be going to work and we'll have a normal schedule on Thursday, the 4th of July. So I think we'll do a show on Thursday morning as well.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
The MJ and Ryan running the board show. Back
Yeah, I was going to say, do you hate us?
Will really
Is that
be.
why you're doing that?
No, there's no show on Thursday morning.
Thursday, Friday, no shows.
Yep. So we'll be back on Monday live because everyone's checking out who's working on Friday. I mean, obviously there are certain professions. Or
A lot of people are working Friday. It's a 1-day holiday, and Friday is not the day.
But a lot of businesses, a lot of offices are giving folks the Friday as well.
Yeah.
I know of more than not.
If you work in retail, if you work in a restaurant, if you work at a bank.
Well, of course, of course.
Okay, you're
yeah,
asking. I'm telling you.
But I'm just saying that a lot of people will not be working on Friday after the 4th of July. Now, this is ridiculous. The next craze, of course, we've seen the weight loss craze. We've seen the Mounjaros. We've seen the Ozempics. We've seen the Wegovy. I always thought it was Wegovy, and then I heard the commercial for the first time that it's Wegovy. Wegovy, not Wegovy. It's Wegovy.
I think they changed the name mid-ad campaign to incorporate the we emphasis, like there's a community around it.
Oh, really?
I don't know that.
Well, guess what? Yeah, I don't take anything you say seriously.
Nor do I you. How about that?
So the latest craze now are Ozempic-type drugs for your fat-ass dogs and cats.
That's the next frontier.
It is. Oh, so Ozempic and Mounjaro and Wegovy helping humans lose the lbs. Now there are going to be drugs of similar nature to help your pet get rid of excess weight.
You know, a lot of times pets are overweight because they're just too sedentary. So they need the exercise component too. So is it really going to work with pets?
Well, if it makes them less hungry, I mean, if they eat less.
Yeah.
The point of Wegovy and Ozempic is to be
kills your appetite.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a new animal pharmaceutical company called Okava, and they found that an appetite regulator similar to Ozempic helped cats shed 5% of their body weight in just under 4 months. You know what? Tell your cat to shut their pie hole and get on a freaking little kitty treadmill. That's what you do.
They have those. They have treadmills for animals.
You know what? They have hamster wheels too.
Yeah.
They got little gerbil wheels they can run around in. So So tell your fat cat, you don't need the Mounjaro or the Wegovy, the Ozempic for just. Why don't you put down that fancy feast bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier said than done. Give me the shot.
Right. And, go get a weighted little kitty vest and do some walks in the neighborhood at night.
Little poor cat.
How about that? Ozempic for pets now. Get out of here. Jamie Foxx. This is weird. This is just weird stuff. Jamie Foxx recently told a group of people at a restaurant, of all places. Jamie Foxx is out in Phoenix, Arizona, recently, and he just unloaded and told some people in the restaurant allegedly what happened. What was his health emergency? What put him out of commission for months? And apparently he was like unconscious for like 20 or 30 days. This is what he says. He told people he had a headache and took an Advil, and that messed up his world.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
That's where it started? That it was from that moment on? Is that how?
Yep. There is a video circulating on X. And Fester, you can probably dig this up. I meant to pull it. I forgot. It's been just way busy around here. So a video on X, recent video, Jamie Foxx. And Fester should be able to find the video. And he says in this restaurant in Phoenix, Arizona, look, April 11th last year, bad headache, asked my boy for an Advil. I was gone for 20 days. It says this in the video. All right, Fester, you think you got the video?
I think I do.
Yeah, I think it's it. All right, so refresh and unmute. Got it?
Where's the unmute?
I got it. I'll handle it. Just go back. Go back. Go back. Go back.
Hold on. Like I exit the screen.
All right, and here we go.
Refresh it.
What?
So they told me I'm in Atlanta. They told me.
Yep.
Oh, you can't even understand it. No, it's not. It's not.
Listen.
Not what?
Asked my boy for an Advil. I was gone for 20 days.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. That's it. I asked my boy for an Advil, and I was gone for 20 days. The audio is really, really poor.
Is this like the worst thing to happen to Advil? Just a little pill that helps with minor pains and inflammations? And Jamie Foxx is like,
I don't know if it's an Advil. But they really able to forensically trace it to an Advil?
Yeah, that seems odd.
It doesn't matter. He specifically named your company Advil.
Well, Advil is ibuprofen, just the brand name for ibuprofen. He said, I don't remember anything. I'm in Atlanta, they told me. My sister and my daughter took me to the first doctor. They gave me a cortisone shot. The next doctor said there's something going on up there, pointing to his head. I won't say it on camera, but it was, and then I guess points to his head. And then he was hospitalized on April 11th of last year, 2023, after he suffered, according to all the news reports, some kind of a medical complication. And he was in Georgia, in the Atlanta area, filming the Netflix action comedy Back in Action. His daughter, Corinne Foxx, 30, she put out a statement on Instagram the next day. We wanted to share that my father, Jamie Foxx, experienced a medical complication yesterday. Luckily, due to quick action and great care, he is already on his way to recovery. We know how beloved he is and appreciate your prayers. The family asks for privacy during this time. And then later that month, it was revealed that Foxx was awake and alert, and the doctors were trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people don't know this, but Tiger Woods' mother, she rushed to Atlanta.
Yes.
And she went to the hospital and went up to the 5th floor to the nurse's station and said,
What happened?
that was Tiger Woods' mother.
She demanded an answer.
Yeah.
So, MJ, Advil is like
a long way to get there, huh?
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. Listen, it's all right. We make the jokes one way or another.
Right.
Advil is like one of those names that are just synonymous with, like, give me a Tylenol. Give me an Advil.
Yeah.
Give me a pill.
So Tylenol is acetaminophen. Tylenol is ibuprofen.
Right.
Right. But the name of give me an Advil is give me something for pain. So who knows what pill he was given is even the ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Or the acetaminophen.
Yeah.
They have a combo pill here too. You know, whatever he was given, it could
Yeah, I
have
think
been
Advil does make like a acetaminophen combo, right?
But he could have been given ecstasy for all he knows, and he said, "Give me."
I think he would have felt pretty good at least at the onset.
Or he had a terrible reaction right away.
It's a weird ass story, man. Just strange. There were conspiracy theories. Remember, folks were trying to say, "Oh man, see that COVID-19 vaccine? It took out Jamie Foxx. He's all comatose. He's a veggie now, man. Like COVID-19, So I mean, the conspiracy theories were flying all over the place.
I was going with that one for a while.
And he said, nope. He shot that down. He said that was completely inaccurate. It had nothing to do with the COVID-19 vaccine or anything to that effect. But now he's pointing the finger at Advil. Advil's saying, why the F us? What are you, Jamie? Come on.
Just keep
What did Advil ever do to you? Oh, put you in a coma for 30 days. All right.
Don't mention our company's name ever again.
Allegedly. Why couldn't you mention Excedrin? All right?
Right?
What about what's the stuff for the PMS? What was that?
Midol.
Midol. Yeah,
Yes.
Midol. I was taking some Midol.
So I was asking my boy for some Midol.
But isn't that bogus? I mean, Midol is just, it's a regular painkiller. Isn't Midol like just an acetaminophen as well?
I don't know. Let's Jay.
Yeah.
Just the name. Oh, yeah, this is for female cramps. It's the same thing you take for a headache. It's nothing special. There's not like, Cramposol in there or something. Or
Which is the one? Okay, I always get confused.
What?
Tylenol messes up your liver and one messes up your stomach with usage over and over.
Yeah,
I forget
think-
which is
yeah,
which.
I think acetaminophen you can OD or have liver damage from acetaminophen.
Okay.
And then I think some people can get an upset stomach with an Advil. A guy my age, I'd always read the best thing, and I don't get many headaches. I'm not in pain. I'm at 58 where I am now, and I feel like I'm 30, but I don't have many problems with pain, and I can't tell you the last time I took a painkiller. Every once in a while I'll pop, maybe twice a year, but I've always been told that naproxen is the best for guys, like guys in their 30s, 40s, 50s, that naproxen is and should be the go-to.
Is that like a leave?
That it's this? Yeah,
that's a leave.
Yeah, a leave is naproxen.
Doug takes a lot of naproxen.
Oh, really? Was he popping them like
Yeah,
Pez?
he just.
Why is he just popping naproxen?
He doesn't often, but that is his go-to.
I'm Doug. I'm popping naproxen.
White Claw at night, naproxen in the morning, ready to go.
Hey man, I pop all my naproxens with White Claw. I chase them right down.
He crushes them up and takes them Miami style.
All right, Fester, you ready for the Sam's and the Costco story?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm a member of a family with the Sam's Club people, and we really don't like you Costcoers.
There are reports that Costco's revenue is twice that of Sam's.
Yeah, I've always heard that.
Costco just absolutely kicks Sam's ass. And part of it is, this is what's interesting. The interesting part, and we got tons of folks listening right now that are Costco members, and I think it should be Costco and not Costco, but we all say it. But I know we have tons of Costco listeners, and we've got Sam's listeners. And I'm sure there are listeners that belong to both.
We call those people bi.
And then maybe you like BJ's.
We call those, what do we call those people?
Call them straight or bi.
Boys.
Maybe you like BJ's. All right. But when it comes to Sam's and Costco revenue just blasts Sam's. And part of the reason is, Fester, you have any idea?
Yeah, I think I do.
What do you think it is?
Higher membership fees.
Nope.
Oh, I take it back.
The clue is K. The clue is K.
I don't know. All the free samples?
No.
I don't know.
What does K have to do with that?
I heard that these companies, Sam's and Costco, makes the majority of their revenue off of membership fees because they get that $100 or $150 from you at the beginning of the year.
Dude, I'm paying $60 for Costco. What the hell are you paying for? I buy the cheapest membership. What do I need anything else? Mine used to be $40.
Yeah, it used to be $40.
And now it's 60.
I think my memberships, I think I have the El Cheapo one too.
$60. You don't need to buy the expensive. Anyway, the clue is K. Costco and K. Come on.
Carrots. The Kirkland brand?
Yes, there we go.
Why?
All right, here's the deal.
Well, they have partnerships with manufacturers?
Well, sort of. The Kirkland private label stuff, some of that is the best-selling stuff in the house. Sam's Club has nowhere near the loyalty or the product line with their members mark. Yeah. So Costco's Kirkland is kicking Sam's members mark rear end. And the word on the street, what I saw a business article that now Walmart is looking to expand their private labels because they recognize that Costco's Kirkland and their private label. And a lot of times you got the major manufacturers that are just making this stuff and just slapping it in a Kirkland box.
The box looks identical to the manufacturer's box, but it has the Kirkland bar on it.
Yeah.
I've always felt that members mark is like a generic of what the name brand is.
But I'll tell you what, that Kirkland stuff, some of the Kirkland brand, like the olive oil, some of the Italian olive oils from Costco, the Kirkland, that's good stuff. It is good. It is good olive oil. I think Costco is the largest seller of olive oil in the entire country. Also, I think I read that Costco sells more wine than any other company, store, chain in the entire country as well. All right, we got to roll with that. 9:45 at the MJ Morning Show. Tuesday show in the can. We got a Wednesday pre-4th of July show live tomorrow. If you need to get a hold of me, I'm MJ at MJMorningshow.com. That's MJ at MJMorningshow.com. And my Instagram, give me a follow, is Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Folks, got some changes around here, but the show must go on. And we'll see you back here tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.